Well, it's been a long time, but the 2026 season of the Cal Ripken League is finally upon us. And for the first time this year, the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts will take the field at Montgomery Blair High School. Alongside Brian Alves, I'm Peter Kelly. So glad you could join us on this beautiful Wednesday evening in Montgomery County. Brian, the T-Bolts kicked off their season last night, traveled just up the road to Bethesda at Shirley Povich Field, dropped a tough 12-11 decision to the Big Train, the reigning champions of the Cal Ripken League. You were there and you watched the team put up 11 runs, but they weren't able to get the win. Talk me through what you saw in that game and what you're looking for the Thunderbolts to kind of improve on here tonight.
Well, although they lost the game, Peter, it was a game in which they led for a majority of the game off rip. 5 runs ripped off in the first inning. At one point, we're up 8-2. So tons of positives to take away. Totaled 17 hits total. Had some standout performances from guys like Caleb Stuttervant. But the problem were the errors, and that's something that they're definitely going to have to fix going forward. There were multiple runs. I believe 4 runs not earned by the pitcher just off of errors, and that's something that they're going to have to clean up. And it was a game that they didn't want to lose but happened to lose in the bottom of the 9th, but it's one that you can bounce back from and hope that you can take momentum from it, from the good that came with it.
Yeah, certainly not the outcome that the T-Bolts were looking for to start off their season. As you mentioned, they led it 5-0 after the top of the first, but Big Train scored the last 6 runs of the game and took that one away from the T-Bolts 12-11. But it's a new day and it's a new venue for the first time this year. The T-Bolts take the field at Montgomery Blair. Home plate mound visit is concluding right now between T-Bolts head coach Brock Hunter and Giants head coach TJ Brockway. Taking a look through the box score of that last night game, you mentioned Caleb Sturdivant had a great game. He was 3 for 6, and that's the kind of game where you get 6 at-bats just because of the length of it, and you can attest because you were there for quite a long time, Brian. But Sturdivant put one over the wall for the first time as a T-Bolt, even though he spent last year with Silver Spring. He was able to get that accomplishment, so well done for Caleb Sturdivant. You also got to look at Mason Kelleher doing the catching out of the 8 spot. He goes 4 for 5. You got 6 different T-Bolts getting multiple hits in the game, but unfortunately the pitching just could not hold up, and Thunderbolts couldn't get the job done. They'll turn it around quickly here, trying to forget about that, and they've got the Gaithersburg Giants on their agenda, who won their opener last night by a score of 8-6 against the Olney Crop Dusters. Gaithersburg's a very solid team, and they'll keep a lot of the same lineup as they did from last night. Pitching will be different, obviously, but Gaithersburg, a team that is rife with Division I talent, and regardless, Coach TJ Brockway has done a great job scouting and building this team up for a competitive season this year. Both these teams looking to be on top of the Cal Ripken Baseball League for the first time ever. Gaithersburg joined the league a little bit later than the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts, but both trying to get to the top of the mountain here. Brian, when you look at this Gaithersburg team and you look across the way at Silver Spring, is there anything in particular you're trying to take note of as you kind of preview this matchup here tonight?
Well, I think both teams have hitters that have been consistent in their first games. The Gaithersburg had an attack of multiple guys. I think the 2 that I looked at the most were Ryan Sternat as well as Dominic Trolio. And they have lots of players on their team that have come from the same college together, what I noticed. They have 3 different lineups of duos, guys coming from Seton Hall, Rutgers, Jacksonville, Maryland. They got guys coming in as teammates together from college, so they already have that chemistry going. I think that's something that is going to bid them well going into the league. And as for Tacoma, for the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts, they're going to have to put together a better job defending, and when the ball does get hit and play, making sure that you back up your pitcher. I think that's something that I'm looking forward to tonight and seeing if they improve in that area.
Yeah, taking a look at this Gaithersburg lineup for tonight. Leading things off out of Old Dominion is the shortstop Cole McKenna. Batting second, the right fielder from Jacksonville, Drew Cobb. In the 3 spot, the first baseman from also Jacksonville is Aiden Phillips. In the cleanup spot, doing the catching from Seton Hall is Ryan Sternad. Batting fifth, the center fielder Dylan Anderson. He's from Rutgers. In the 6th hole is the third baseman Dominic Trolio. Like you mentioned, he's also from Seton Hall. Batting seventh, the second baseman from Charleston Southern is Lee Turnipseed. In the 8th spot, the DH Freddie Diaz. He's from Davidson. Batting ninth is the left fielder Bennett Siegel. He's from Old Dominion. And getting the start on the mound tonight from Eckerd College is Billy Newman. Silver Spring's lineup getting read out very nicely as they take the field, and the national anthem will soon commence. Before that happens, we'll just get you the umpires for tonight's game. Behind home plate is David Turbide. At first base is Tim Abel. At third base is David Esmond. There they are, 2026 Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts on the field for the first time at home in 2026. National anthem coming on up. There's the 9 in white for the T-Bolts as we get things ready to go.
Tonight's national anthem singer, Stephen Mitchell. The Mitchell family has been attending Thunderbolts games for more than 20 years and are among our most dedicated fans. Steve has sung with a variety of choirs and has also spent a couple of years singing with an oldies rock cover band. Steve reminds everyone that in attendance that this is a sing-along, so please join in. We're ready, Steve!
Oh, say, can you see island on the Levy, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
There you have it. Fantastic national anthem rendition from Stephen Mitchell, native of Silver Spring, getting it done there with the anthem. 6:59 Eastern Time here in Montgomery County. As we take a look at the Silver Spring-Takoma defense, left to right in the outfield, you're looking at Jack Capo making his first start of the season for the T-Bolts. Caleb Sturdivant's back in center after his great night last night. Griffin Puvel as well for the first time this year will be out in right field. In the infield, left to right, Sam Camacho's at third. David Vazo will move to short this evening. Jonah Acosta's at second base. Nolan Cutney back at first. Kai Schmelzer will do the catching behind the dish. And on the mound for the T-Bolts, left-hander number 26, Jacob Seek out of Chesapeake College. Got to look at Jacob Seek in the scrimmage that happened on Sunday. Seek started that game as well. Got through a scoreless top of the first, and then his day was ended. Did give a couple of free passes, walked a couple hitters, and also hit one. But Seek has electric stuff. If he lands it in the zone, it's going to be some trouble for this Gaithersburg order. Brian, taking a look at this defense, we saw it happen last night. There were some issues out in the field. Who are you looking at in particular to step up here, establish themselves early on as kind of this lineup still trying to take shape?
Well, I was, although there were errors last night, I was very impressed by the outfield for the most part. We saw some strong arms out there, both from Sturdivant and from other guys out there as well. I'm interested to see how the new additions do into the lineup. You mentioned Capo. He's inserted in the lineup. Puvel. I'm interested to see how those guys contribute, and maybe they'll blend in a little bit better in this defense that is still working together, still building chemistry. But I think just with more reps, the problems will fix themselves, most likely, in my opinion.
Yeah, Silver Spring making 6 errors last night. 5 of them came from the infielders, and 1 of them came from E.J. Youngling, who pitched in that game. Certainly some things to clean up, but still very early in this season as Silver Spring tries to get back on the right foot after dropping that game last night to the Big Train 12-11. Gaithersburg's top of the order looks like this. Cole McKenna, the shortstop, Drew Cobb in right field, and Aiden Phillips at first base. Kai Schmelzer puts his arms out behind the dish and is ready to throw down to get this one started. We should note before we begin, we've had some technical issues with our camera. You're not going blind. Your vision is not in any jeopardy. It's just our camera will be a little bit blurry tonight. And myself, Peter Kelly, and alongside me, Brian Alves, will do our best to provide as much detail as possible to keep you up to date with Thunderbolts baseball. So after we made that disclaimer, we'll take a look for the first time at the Gaithersburg Giants. Cole McKenna will stand in the righty batter's box. He's the shortstop from Old Dominion. 7:02 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we are just about ready to get things started. Field still in full sun as it starts to descend to our right. Zeke's ready, puts the mitt to his face, turns, deals, and it's a fastball that misses just outside to start things off. Cole McKenna getting the start for the second straight game in Gaithersburg's season. Last night he also led off and went 2 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout. Zeke's 1-0 is poked foul down the first base side, and the count's now even. One and one the count. Zeke breathes deep. Deals. Goes to the off speed for the first time, and he lands it beautifully for a called strike 2.
That's a great location there by Zeke. Now gets ahead in the count. Let's see if he can punch his first hitter out.
1 ball and 2 strikes in this lefty-righty matchup. Zeke works quickly. Here's the 1-2. It's fisted weakly towards second. Jonah Acosta on the backhand picks it up in the outfield grass and gets the throw over to Gutney at first. McKenna takes a spill and is retired for the first out of this game. Not hit very hard, but not an easy play at all for Jonah Acosta. Has to range into the hole, but he gets the play for out number 1.
Well, ball was put in play. Defense has to make a play, and they did. It wasn't the hardest play in the world, but it's a good start from the Thunderbolts.
An inconsequential first out in Jacob Zeke's night. First pitch to Drew Cobb. Dives low and outside from the left-handed hitting right fielder out of Jacksonville. 4 pitches to get the first out for Jacob Zeke is a welcome sign. Has struggled with the walks in his career, but gets that one done cleanly. 3 of those pitches are strikes. He is now down 2-0 to Drew Cobb. Cobb also played last night in Gaithersburg's game. He batted in the 9th spot, has moved up 7 ticks in the order despite going 0 for 4 with a strikeout, although he did walk 1 time. The 2-0 from Zeke. Goes a slider again, and he catches the outer third. On deck, Aiden Phillips, who reached base 3 times in the Giants' win last night. But right now it's Drew Cobb, his teammate at Jacksonville. The 2-1 pitch, taken for a strike.
Located that same area on back-to-back pitches on different pitches. No swing on either.
Yeah, Zeke so far living off that 4-seam and that slider. Trying to get those two to play off each other. Here's the 2-2. Grounded towards second again. Acosta, more cleanly this time, and a laser over to Cutney at first. 2 outs, 2 ground outs, 4-3 in the books. And now Jacob Zeke is 1 batter away from getting out of a clean top of the first.
Well, that's what you want to see from Jacob Zeke. After going down 2-0 in the count, fought his way back. Ball was put in play, but it was weak enough for his guys to go and make the play.
It'll be Aiden Phillips now. In the first, Gaithersburg goes righty, lefty, righty. And now it's Phillips, the right-handed hitting first baseman from Jacksonville. First pitch from Zeke, misses high.
And as you mentioned, Jacksonville back-to-back. And as I mentioned previously, lots of guys coming together to this Gaithersburg team from the same college. Interesting how that is going to pan out.
Already have some camaraderie. Don't have to focus too much on that aspect. Fastball lands in there for a called strike. Phillips did a lot of pitching at Jacksonville this past spring. Threw 25 innings for the Dolphins with a record of 3-1 and a 2.52 ERA. But he's focusing more on the bat for the 6'1" first baseman. The 1-1 pitch misses downstairs. Bases empty, 2 outs. Here in the top of the first, and a scoreless ball game between the Giants and the Thunderbolts. Jacob Seek winds and fires. Misses just away. And it's a hitter's count now for Aiden Phillips.
Yeah, I'd expect a swing on this pitch. Should be a competitive one.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Seek trying to get out of a scoreless first. His slider is taken high. And there's a 2-out base runner for Gaithersburg as Aiden Phillips works a 5-pitch walk. And Jacob Seek now has a little bit of traffic on the base paths with the cleanup hitter coming up, Ryan Sternett.
And in my opinion, he was the man of the match last night for Gaithersburg as they came away with the win. He had a very nice night at the plate. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and 2 walks.
Yeah, Ryan Sternett from Seton Hall. Oh, Seek got him jumping. He caught Aiden Phillips leaning, and they've got him in a pickle. Vazo goes back to Cutney. And it's going to be a 1-3-6-3 putout for the 3rd out of the inning. Sternett, maybe the most valuable player in this lineup, doesn't get to see a pitch as his teammate Aiden Phillips gets picked off for the 3rd out. We'll head to the bottom of the 1st right here on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network.
Tacoma Torch. The Tacoma Torch, founded in 2019, brings laughter and a sense of fun to residents in Tacoma Park in the DMV. The Tacoma Torch features satirical articles about the region that those with a sense of humor can appreciate. Send a headline or idea their way to tacomatorch@gmail.com and watch what they do with it. The Tacoma Torch is on the web at tacomatorch.com. Tacoma Torch, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Nando Peri Peri Chicken. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring is the best chicken in the world because it uses peri peri sauce. From chicken on the bone to wraps and sandwiches, along with salad and veggie options, Nando's is your choice for great food.
Bottom of the 1st in Silver Spring. Gaithersburg Giants take the field for the first time as they were sent down 1-2-3 by Jacob Seek. An unconventional 1-2-3. Got the first 2 hitters to ground out to the second baseman Acosta before walking Aiden Phillips and then picking him off about 30 seconds later. So a quick inning in the first for Gaithersburg, and now here's how they line up defensively. Left to right in the outfield, Bennett Siegel, Dylan Anderson, Drew Cobb. In the infield at 3rd is Dominic Trolio. At shortstop, Cole McKenna. The second baseman, Lee Turnipseed. At first is Aiden Phillips, where he was just picked off. Doing the catching is Ryan Sternett. And the starting pitcher this evening for Gaithersburg is Billy Newman. Just wrapped up his freshman year at Eckerd College. And he will get the start this evening for Gaithersburg. He'll face off this top of the order for the Thunderbolts. Jonathan Acosta stands in now as a left-handed hitting infielder. On deck is Caleb Sturdivant. In the hole is Griffin Puval, awaiting his first at-bat in 2026 for the T-Bolts. Bases empty, nobody out. First batter of the bottom of the 1st in a scoreless game between the Giants and the T-Bolts. Newman's first pitch is yanked way outside, and it gets all the way to the backstop for ball number 1. Acosta from North Florida just finished up his freshman year. Has played shortstop in the first couple games for the T-Bolts, but moves to second base tonight. As he takes a called strike, Newman much better success that time with the fastball.
And Acosta was probably the only batter from the squad last night that didn't capitalize off of that first inning of 5 runs. He flew out on that first pitch, and then everybody else behind him put in some work, but he still had a great game overall.
He still put together a nice outing in the T-Bolts regular season opener. Went 2 for 6 with a double, one of 8 T-Bolt doubles on the day. Sturdivant also had a home run. So 9 extra base hits to start off the season for the Thunderbolts. Certainly a welcome sign for Silver Spring fans. 2-1 the count to the first batter of the bottom of the first, Jonathan Acosta. The righty Newman deals, and it's a fastball pulled way outside.
Seems like he's trying to work that left-hand side of the strike zone, but hasn't been able to land it so far.
3-1 count. Acosta trying to be a leadoff spark for the T-Bolts. Newman trying to get back in the zone, but he can't. 5-pitch walk to Acosta, and that'll set the table nicely for the T-Bolts with Caleb Sturdivant coming up, who's swinging one of the hottest bats in the order for Silver Spring.
And just based off of that first at-bat, I think the strategy for Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts is just to sit back and be patient. And if you see your pitch, hit it, but pitcher hasn't been able to locate so far, so do your thing.
Sturdivant now stepping in from Millersville University. He'll hit right-handed and play center field tonight for the T-Bolts. Jonathan Acosta on first base after his 5-pitch walk. Just an extra thing in the back of Billy Newman's mind. He'll ignore him here and go home, but a pitch skips in the dirt, doesn't even get to home plate before finding the ground. 1-0 the count. 5 of Newman's first 6 pitches have missed the strike zone. Nobody out, runner on first here in the bottom of the first in a scoreless game between the Giants and the T-Bolts. Here's the 1-0 to Sturdivant. Taps it weakly and it rolls foul on the left side. I think Sturdivant got it off his own foot. It'll be strike 1.
And you mentioned how hot he is in that lineup right now, which just go back to yesterday. 3 hits out of 6, 3 runs, 2 RBIs, one of those being a solo shot for the first home run of the season for the Thunderbolts, and he really is looking to improve off of that if possible tonight.
8 of the 9 hitters in the T-Bolts order had a hit. 6 had multiple hits, and Sturdivant one of them. The 1-1 pitch misses high and in. At Millersville this year, Sturdivant hit just 158. Played in 27 games, started 4, but saw more time as a defensive replacement and a pinch runner. Defense is the name of the game for Sturdivant, but if he can put the bat together, then watch out. He's going to be a premier player in this league. 2-1 pitch, Acosta's off, pitches a ball. Acosta will slide in the second as the throw is offline, and he'll hold up there. Catcher Ryan Sternett getting tested for the first time tonight, and he is not able to put that throw on target. Sternett did throw out 25% of base runners at Seton Hall in the spring. Threw out 7 out of 28, but that time was well offline, and Acosta swipes second.
Well, that's exactly what you want from your leadoff man, to get on base and then take one.
Duck on the pond now for Sturdivant. Runner in scoring position in a 3-1 count with nobody out in the first. Newman deals. It's ball 4, way outside. And already Billy Newman really starting to struggle to find this strike zone. 8 of his first 10 pitches are balls.
Now batting for the Thunderbolts, right fielder number 19, from Ryder, Griffin.
So for the first time this year, we'll get our sights on Griffin Puval, who spent last year with the Thunderbolts, batted 190 in 8 games with Silver Spring. Did have more walks than strikeouts, had 7 walks to his 6 Ks. Also drove in 5 on the year. He's a late addition to this team because his college team, Ryder, just finished up in the regionals down in Gainesville, Florida. Newman misses again. 9 of his first 11 are balls. But Puval's team, Ryder, saw some great success this year. They won the MAAC, which will now become the Metro Conference, as I've learned. But Puval in 18 games batted .231 for the Bronx. 1-0 count. Runners on first and second early in this one, bottom of the first. Pitch from Newman skips. It's blocked by Sternett, but he can't find it, and that's going to allow at least Acosta to advance. Caleb Sturdivant a little bit more cautious. He stays at first. But runners on the corners now, And I can only wonder now with a 2-0 count and the runners on the corners, they might just send Sturdivant because Newman has really struggled to find the zone. A lot of his pitches are skipping it.
I think that would be a great game plan for the Thunderbolts and see if they act upon it.
It'd be the time to do it. Maybe Sturdivant gets there anyway with a walk, which would push him there. 2-0 from Newman. There goes Sturdivant. Pitches a strike. Throw down his way in the center. Nobody covered the bag. Acosta's going to come home and score the game's opening run. Sturdivant gets all the way to third. And it's a dream start for the T-Bolts, but a bit of a disaster for Gaithersburg.
Yeah, right now Gaithersburg just beating themselves. Can't locate pitches in the strike zone, and everything not exactly going their way in terms of stolen bases and errors. If I'm the Thunderbolts, I'm looking at the dugout and being like, hey, guys, take note. When you get on base, take off.
Just 3 batters into this game, T-Bolts on the board. They lead the Gaithersburg Giants 1-0. 2-1 pitch to Griffin Puvel, misses outside. It's another 3-1 count from Billy Newman. Caleb Sturdivant's on third. If a ball gets to the backstop, he'll likely be off and running. Of course, no reason to take any risks here. Billy Newman still has to be forced to find the strike zone. Can he do it here and avoid his 3rd straight walk to start this game? The 3-1 pitch is a sinker that does catch the zone. He takes some off of it. It comes in at 85. It's what Newman needed. He had 3 straight 3-1 counts, and the first 2 resulted in a 5-pitch walk, but this time at least he gets the count full, although a walk certainly not out of the question. Middle infield a double play depth. Corners pinched in. Full count, runner on third. Pitch to Puvel is a called strike 3. Billy Newman barely catches the outer edge of the zone, and Puvel's a strikeout victim. A run does score in his at-bat, but Puvel's the first out, and that'll bring up Nolan Cutney.
Well, that was a perfect batter to get your strikes going, as Puvel, all of 6'5", strikes on a lot bigger on him, and he was able to finally start locating at that at-bat.
Good first step for Billy Newman to try and limit this damage for Gaithersburg here in this bottom of the first that could have easily gotten out of hand. Thunderbolts still looking to tack on, and with Cutney at the plate, the first pitch from Newman is a called strike right down Broadway.
He's starting to gain some confidence. You can just tell 3 pitches in a row, 3 strikes.
Billy Newman, the starter for Gaithersburg, did walk the first 2, but like you mentioned, is seemingly settling in, which is good news for Coach TJ Brockway and Gaithersburg. 0-1 count on Cutney with Sturdivant at third. The pitch kicks away from the catcher Sturnett, and Sturdivant's going to have the easiest jog home of his life. 2-0 T-Bolts in the first.
Well, I might have just had the announcer's jinx right there. As soon as I said he was feeling the confidence, threw one away. But the Thunderbolts won't complain one bit, and now they're up 2-0 with still 1 out. Plenty of chance to do more damage.
Still in the very heart of the Thunderbolt order, Nolan Cutney standing in now. He bats right-handed, the first baseman in the cleanup spot. He does have the bases empty with 1 out, but his team with a 2-0 lead. The 1-1 pitch from Newman is lifted out towards left. Siegel's going to go back onto the track, but he has just enough room to make a basket catch. Blair Stadium barely holds that one in from Nolan Cutney, but it holds it in nonetheless, and it's a long fly out for out number 2.
Well, it's a pretty deep ballpark, as we've talked about earlier, and I wonder what that would have looked like in one of the other ballparks in this league. Maybe off of the wall.
So 2 outs now. Cutney comes up a little bit short from a first inning bomb. Bases empty with 2 outs for David Vazzo, the shortstop this evening, who's played a little bit of everywhere. He's played some second and third, but now over at short and takes a pitch inside for a ball. Vazzo, another 2-year Thunderbolt. Last year batted .250 in 18 games. That was good for 6th on the team. Also reached base about 37% of the time. Had 12 walks to his name, along with 8 batted in. He skies this one towards the right side. Drew Cobb sprinting towards the foul line. He's in foul ground, but he makes the grab on the run. So it's the 3rd out. David Vazzo, unfortunately, gets an FO9, and Drew Cobb covers a lot of ground to reel it in for out number 3. But the T-Bolts bring home 2 First two batters walk and come around on a series of blunders from Gaithersburg. We'll take it to the second with a 2-0 Thunderbolts lead.
United Therapeutics. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring develops pharmaceuticals and technologies that will help patients in need of organ transplantation. United Therapeutics is guided by the principle of always striving to do the right thing and relentlessly pushing to always do better. As a result, the company was included among America's best companies by Forbes magazine. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Parkway Deli. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring has been dishing up deli classics since 1963. The Parkway Deli is a family business, and their family loves to bring great food and service to yours. The Parkway Deli is open 7 days a week, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
After 1 inning of work, Thunderbolts lead the Giants by a score of 2-0. And now here in the top of the second, Jacob Seek is back on the mound for Silver Spring. Alongside Brian Alves, I'm Peter Kelly. So glad you could join us on this Wednesday evening for the home opener for Silver Spring. 4-5-6 for Gaithersburg coming up, starting off with the catcher Ryan Sternett, who was at the plate when his teammate Aiden Phillips got picked off to end the top of the first inning. Sternett will bat with the bases empty and nobody out. First pitch from Seek is an off-speed that lands over the plate for a called strike one. We again just want to give this disclaimer to everyone tuning in. We're grateful you're here, but unfortunately our camera has been a little bit fuzzy recently. We appreciate you bearing with us as Sternett is sorted on a slider. We appreciate you bearing with us as we work through it. Again, myself, Peter Kelly, and Brian Alves alongside me will do our best to provide as much detail as possible so you don't miss any Thunderbolt action. But unfortunately, this is the situation that we're in now. We appreciate you bearing with us. Jacob Seek facing off against Ryan Sternett, who had a really good night last night in Gaithersburg's game against Olney that they won 8-6. Sternett a big reason why. He went 2 for 3 out of the cleanup spot, also walked twice. He drove in 2 and scored 2. Count is 1-2 against him. Looking at the box score from last night, Gaithersburg scored 8 runs. Each of the top 4 in their lineup scored 2. So they weren't getting a lot of production from the bottom of their order. It seems to be good news for Jacob Seek. If he can retire Ryan Sternett here, he'll face off against a part of Gaithersburg's order that will be needed to step up after they struggled last night against Olney pitching.
That's a great point.
2-2 is laced into left center, and it falls in front of Sturdivant for a leadoff single in the second. Ryan Sternett has his 3rd hit in 1 game plus. And in game number 2, Sternett stands on first, and he'll be replaced by the courtesy runner. That is a new rule this year in the Cal Ripken League. Teams can designate a courtesy runner to replace the catcher. They have to designate him before the game starts, and once they do, they can replace him at any time. So for Gaithersburg, that'll be Miguel Leon, who will play his baseball at Maryland in the spring, but just graduated from the John Carroll School up in Harford County, Maryland. He's now the runner at first after Sternett's leadoff single. Seek's first pitch to Dylan Anderson is a called strike. Anderson, the center fielder this evening for Gaithersburg. He is someone that Silver Spring and maybe Montgomery County baseball fans remember as a player at Montgomery Blair High School for a couple of years. Spent his first 3 there before ending up at A-Plus Baseball Academy. Seek throws over, it's not in time to nab Miguel Leon.
Well, very cool story for him being able to come back to this stadium, part of the Cal Ripken League, and seeing him back out here, hometown kid.
Anderson trying to make an impact back at his stadium where he played his first couple years of high school ball. Runner on first, Seek will deal. And the 0-1 pitch is grounded weakly towards the right side. Acosta has no play but at first, and he makes a nice throw on the run, but unfortunately Cutney cannot scoop it out. Umpire at first base, Tim Abel, originally called him out, but the ball was never in Cutney's glove. It kicked off of the heel and ended up in the dirt. So it's a tough play. It could go as an error, but I'm thinking it's more likely going to be an infield single just because it was hit so weakly. Whatever the ruling is, it's first and second, and after Seek worked a clean first inning, he's going to have an uphill battle here to do the same.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. And now he has a guy on first and a guy on second. We'll see if maybe he can get double play coming up here.
Two aboard for Gaithersburg here in the top of the second with a 2-0 Thunderbolts lead. First pitch from Jacob Seek to Dominic Trolio is a called strike. Trolio from Seton Hall just finished up his freshman year. Originally from West Hartford, Connecticut, and in his 8 games at Seton Hall, he went 0 for 12 on the year. Did walk once. Last night he was 3 for 4, though, out of the 6 hole, and he moves up 0 spots for his efforts. Pitch misses high and away. Count now 1-1. One and one count. Runners on second and first. Seek checks on Leone at second. Now deals the 1-1. It's lifted in the air to center and deep. Sturdivant's chased back. He's looking against the sun. He gives a long run, but it one-hops the wall. He picks it up on a hop. Leone is rounding third. He got a bad jump. There's a relay at the plate. The throw to Schmelzer is not in time. Ooh, a very close play. And home plate umpire David Turbide says safe, but Brock Hunter immediately out of the Thunderbolts dugout. Brian, I guess the umpire's ruling is going to be final here, but unfortunately, it was a great relay that looked like it had cut down Miguel Leone at the plate.
No, absolutely. Like you said, Sturdivant had to deal with the sun, but considering did a very good job of relaying the ball, hit his cutoff man, and then got right to the catcher. And I honestly thought he had him. Umpire disagrees. 1 run for Gaithersburg, and they'll take that every day of the week.
So with second and third now and still no outs, Gaithersburg's on the board. They've cut the deficit in half. Such a great play from Caleb Sturdivant to get that in quickly. The hitter now Lee Turnipseed, left-handed hitting second baseman. Seek's first pitch is a slider that catches the zone for strike 1. The play was only close because Miguel Leone got a horrendous jump at second base. Such a deep play to center field. It's a surefire double for the hitter Dom Trolio, but Leone is barely able to get home there if he was able to. It looked like maybe Sturdivant was going to run it down with how much range he has, as that one is put foul. But Sturdivant gave it all he could not get to it. Leone was almost being lapped by his teammate Dylan Anderson, who now stands on third base. He is just barely able to come home as the courtesy runner and score the first run for Gaithersburg.
And yeah, as the courtesy runner, it's very intriguing to how that all panned out there. But a run is a run, nevertheless.
0-2 to Turnipseed is grounded towards Cutney at first. He looks back, both runners. He now sprints to the bag and collides with Turnipseed, but tags him for the out. Some unfortunate base running for Gaithersburg. The runner at second, Dom Trolio, kind of in a dead sprint for third, but Dylan Anderson not able to go anywhere. Cutney did a good job at looking both of them back, and then instead of risking anything by throwing towards the left side, did end up tagging Lee Turnipseed for the first out of the inning.
Well, and they finally got that one out. Hopefully now a little bit of confidence for the pitching and the defending here. But Seek gave up a run. Let's see how he bounces back.
Bottom of the order now for Gaithersburg. It's the 8-hitter Freddie Diaz. First pitch from Seek catches the outer third for strike 1. Diaz did not play last night, but he played last year with Gaithersburg in 14 games, hit .216 with 4 RBIs. He is the 8-hitter in the order tonight, but he is not a bat to take lightly. Played at a really good A-10 program in Davidson this year, where he started 46 games at shortstop and batted .262. So certainly very respectable numbers for Freddie Diaz, who makes his season debut this evening. He's a local product, attended Middletown High School in Middletown. He's got an 0-2 count now against Jacob Seek. One out, runners on second and third. A 2-1 T-Bolts lead. The 0-2 misses high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Freddie Diaz and Jacob Seek, both a part of the same graduating class in Maryland high school. Conjectures. Jacob Seek played at St. Michael's on the Eastern Shore, and Freddie Diaz played down in Middletown. The 1-2 is a called strike 3.
Wow, great stuff from Jacob Seek. Gets the backwards K. Man, he had no chance at that one. Just let it go right by him.
Left fielder number 25 from Old Dominion.
Seek makes quick work of Freddie Diaz. He puts his first K of the board on the day. And with 2 outs, still runners at second and third, but it's the 9-hitter up now. Bennett Siegel, the left fielder this evening from Old Dominion. Seek trying to get out of this second inning, still preserving this Thunderbolts lead. First pitch skips in there to Schmelzer. He does good to keep it in front. And it's a ball, but it could have gotten to the backstop and been a run for Gaithersburg.
And so Gaithersburg starts the lineup off with Cole McKenna from ODU and now finishes the lineup up with Bennett Siegel from ODU. Interesting. Now they have they have ODU here, ODU next up, and then Jacksonville back after that. So back to back to back for 2 schools.
The 1-0 misses inside. Again, we apologize for the lack of quality with our camera tonight. We appreciate everyone for working with us to get through this game. We can enjoy together a Thunderbolts lead right now, and we appreciate that fact that the T-Bolts have taken out an early start, leading the Gaithersburg Giants 2-1. The 2-0 pitch to Siegel misses high and away, and with a 3-0 count, Jacob Seek's in danger of walking the 9-hitter Siegel, which is something he'd really want to avoid here with the top of the order coming up. It's not the end of the world, I guess, because it would load the bases and put a force at any base with 2 outs, but Seek certainly would not like to have the extra headache and have to worry about holding a runner on at first. 3 balls, no strikes to Siegel. Pitch from Seek is swung on and hit foul on the left side. Sam Camacho at third gives it a run right at the fence. He reaches, but he can't make the grab. It bounces a couple feet outside of play, just over the fence towards the Gaithersburg dugout, and it's a strike on the 3-0 pitch. Brian, you surprised about that swing there from Bennett Siegel on a 3-0 count?
Yeah, a little bit. It didn't even look like a great pitch to swing at as well, and he almost paid for it. Camacho almost got over there. Good effort by him, but foul ball, so he gets another crack at it.
A gift for Jacob Seek, and now a 3-1 pitch to Siegel, and it's cut on and missed. After a 3-0 count to the 9-hitter, Seek is now 1 pitch away from getting out of this top of the second.
And in that exhibition game, he had 2 strikeouts in the 3 outs that he had in that first inning pitch, and we saw one from him today. Let's see if he can match that total with another one right here. It'd certainly be timely.
2 aboard for Gaithersburg. The full count pitch is a called strike 3. Jacob Seek starts off the inning with some trouble, but goes back-to-back backwards K to keep the Thunderbolts with a 2-1 lead. We'll head to the bottom half of the second. Don't go anywhere on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network.
Silver Spring Jewelers. Silver Spring Jewelry is the Washington area's only complete jewelry store with a staff of 13 jewelry associates and 8 goldsmiths. Now in 3 locations in Takoma Park, White Oak, and Silver Spring. Family owned and operated since 1971, specializing in diamonds, custom engagement rings, repairs, engraving, and cash for gold. Go to silverspringjewelers.com for more information. Silver Spring Jewelry, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Sky Point Federal Credit Union. Sky Point Federal Credit Union, they make banking simple. Sky Point believes banking should be easy to understand, personalized, and focused on making the community a better place. Whether opening your first account or planning for your future, Sky Point has the financial tools to help you hit it out of the park. Sky Point Federal Credit Union, they make banking simple. Visit Sky Point's branch in Silver Spring. More at skypointfcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender.
Heading to the bottom of the second inning here at Montgomery Blair High School, Thunderbolts lead the Gaithersburg Giants by a score of 2-1. Alongside Brian Alves, I'm Peter Kelly. So grateful you're joining us tonight. Again, unfortunately, our camera quality is not the best this evening, but we appreciate everyone hanging in there and chilling with us on this Wednesday night. For the second time this game, the Thunderbolts will step to the plate. They put across 2 in the first inning after the starter Billy Newman really struggled to find the zone. But Newman's back out there for a second inning of work. His first pitch is a ball. It'll be 6-7-8 in the Thunderbolts order, starting off with the catcher Kai Schmelzer. Made a couple of nice plays in the last inning at the blocking side of the plate.
His first at-bat of the season. Let's see what he can do.
The 1-0 misses inside. Yeah, Schmelzer did not catch last night. It was Mason Kelleher, the man out of Frostburg State, and he had a heck of a game. He went 4 for 5 out of the 8th spot for Coach Brock Hunter's team. But Schmelzer does replace him. It seems like that'll be the main platoon at catcher. Both players certainly capable of bringing some offensive and defensive assistance to the Silver Spring team. 2-0 pitch is yanked well inside. And already we see Billy Newman has continued to struggle with the strike zone. He's got a 3-0 count on the leadoff hitter in the second, Kai Schmelzer. He walked the first 2 to start off the first, and he's trying to avoid a similar outcome here. 3-0. Misses inside, and this time it's a 4-pitch walk for Billy Newman. Schmelzer's aboard. It'll send up Aiden Prell, the designated hitter.
Prell's going to make his debut as well. So back-to-back debuts for the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts, and first home game as well. So lots of new faces to meet. Should be an exciting game overall.
Count empty. Runner on first for Silver Spring. Hitter is Aiden Prell, who will hit from the left side. First pitch from Newman. Catches the zone for strike 1. Aiden Prell just finished up his freshman year at Dickinson College in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. He went 2 for 8 in limited action. Product of McLean High School just across the river in McLean, Virginia. The 1-0. Prell takes outside for ball 2. That is 6 straight balls to open up the second inning for Billy Newman. The Gaithersburg bullpen still quiet on the third base side. Two-0 count. Pitch is down low. If you were playing at Texas A&M, you would start to hear ball 7 chants, or the fans would remind Billy Newman, oh, I guess it's 2-1. We apologize and revise the count quickly. It's 2-1, and I have to take back what I just said there. 2-1 count on Aiden Prell. Runner on first is Kai Schmelzer. Pitch is lifted left side. Going towards the line is Bennett Siegel in left field. He goes in the foul ground. He almost overran it, but he does make the grab. And Aiden Prell pops out for the first down.
It's a good defensive adjustment, as you just mentioned. Almost overran it, but that could have been chaos there if he drops that one.
Third baseman number 5 from Clarion.
It'll be Sam Camacho now, playing third base tonight out of Clarion. Camacho will hit with a runner on first. That's Kai Schmelzer in a 2-1 T-Bolts lead. Camacho batted 6th in the game last night against Bethesda. Went 0 for 3, but did have a couple of walks. Pitcher Newman kicks away from Ryan Sternett. Schmelzer goes to second. He rounds it, but he will hold up there. An interesting note, we pointed out in the last inning that new to the Ripken League this year, you can't have a courtesy runner for the catcher. So on the other side for Gaithersburg, it was Miguel Leon who did end up running for the catcher, Ryan Sternett. But the T-Bolts don't elect to utilize that. Instead, it will be Kai Schmelzer who will run for himself. Schmelzer, not the biggest guy, just about 5'11", 6 foot. They're going to keep him out there. He's now at second after advancing on the pass ball. The 1-0 pitch to Camacho is taken outside for ball 2.
And he was patient last game yesterday against Bethesda, had the 2 walks, and no reason not to be patient now with the way that Newman is pitching today.
1 out, 2-0 count. Runner on second is Schmelzer. The pitch is a ball. Billy Newman has struggled all game to find the zone.
And I wonder how long he's going to stay in this game for, as the catcher's going to come up, give him some pep talk. Not too much damage done just yet, though. Just 2 runs scored.
Billy Newman finished up his freshman year at Eckerd College as we wait for he and his catcher Ryan Sternett to finish up this mound visit. Newman did not walk very many in his limited action at Eckerd. Threw 7 innings on the year in 7 appearances. Walked just 6. So that's less than a walk an inning. But already here in this game, he's walked 3, and he's got a 3-0 count against the 8-hitter Sam Camacho. Only threw 5 wild pitches on the year, but it feels like he might already be there tonight. 3-0 count, 1 out. Runner on second is Schmelzer. Here's the pitch. It's a merciful strike for Billy Newman. Camacho in the 8th spot tonight. On deck is Jack Capo, who awaits to make his Thunderbolts debut. And then they'll turn over the lineup card to Jonah Acosta. (3-1) is waved out and missed by Camacho. He goes fishing on the fastball out of the zone. And the count goes full now.
And he knew immediately that he shouldn't have swung at that, shook his head, and knew he could have been heading to first base right there.
Good news is it wasn't strike 3, and so Camacho will get another crack at it, this time with the count full. Runner in scoring position, that's Schmelzer at second. In a righty-righty matchup, with 1 out, here's the payoff. It's poked back foul.
Good fight, good matchup going on between Camacho and Newman.
Nice crowd on hand here at Blair High School for the home opener for Silver Spring. All the stops being pulled out. The concessions are up and running. There's a merch stand. Great game day experience here in Montgomery County. Full count pitch again to Camacho. Here it is. It's ball 4. Skips in the dirt, and Camacho works a 7-pitch walk to reach. Runners on first and second now for the 9-hitter Jack Capo.
Well, in 6 at-bats so far in the season, Camacho now has walked in 50% of them. Three walks and 6 at-bats.
Camacho making that a nice part of his game. The old adage is that a walk is as good as a hit. And in that situation, it certainly is. Means there are 2 aboard now with 1 out. Jack Capo will step up, the sophomore out of Moravian. A couple of Moravian players in the order tonight for the Thunderbolts. David Vazzo batting 5th and playing short. Jack Capo batting 9th and playing left. He takes a pitch high as the first pitch he sees for the Thunderbolts this season. In 2026 at Moravian, he played in 31 games. OPS about 640, but 10 of his 19 hits were extra base hits, including 1 home run and 2 triples. Called strike just at the knees. Capo gives a little head nod. 1-1 count with 1 out. Runners on first and second for the T-Bolts. They scored 2 in the first before surrendering 1 in the second to Gaithersburg, and now are trying to get that run back, and possibly more. 1-1 to Capo. Taken high and in.
That one almost got to him on the arm.
Two balls, 1 strike. Capo was tied for 3rd on Moravian with 7 doubles in the spring. Here's the pitch. It's a slider that misses away. It doesn't seem to be one particular pitch for Billy Newman that he's having trouble locating, rather just a whole host of them. And when you get in that situation, you tend to try to aim more than you're pitching it, and that leads to you taking velo off of it and trying to place it rather than just throwing it towards the zone, and that puts you in a whole host of issues. 3-1 pitch to Capo is ripped but foul down the left field side.
Yeah, and you made some great points. There's no doubt that right now his mental, he's got to be going through it. What can I improve on? What can I get right? He just needs to find some consistency, some rhythm at the mound.
Got to be a mental battle here for Jack Capo, too, in his first at-bat of the season for Silver Spring, in his first year with the T-Bolts, and he's trying to turn it over to the top of the Thunderbolt order with Jonah Acosta on deck. 2 aboard, full count with 1 out. Here's the payoff. It's grounded foul again. Over at third base, Ryan Mariani makes a nice play, picking it up on a couple of hops and chucking it towards the first base side and the Thunderbolts dugout. Second straight at bat with a full count, and it's the second straight at bat that will go at least 7 pitches. Camacho just walked on 7 pitches. He now stands on first, and Capo trying to produce a similar result. Here's another payoff. It's ball 4. Exactly the same as what Camacho did. 7-pitch walk that ends with a ball low and away. Bases now loaded for Silver Spring in just the second inning. And with a 2-1 lead, Jonah Acosta will stand in with a chance to blow this game wide open.
Well, this is exactly what you want, right? If you're the Thunderbolts, you get through the first part of the order, and now you get back to the top of the order. Only 1 out, bases loaded. Like you said, a chance to blow it open.
Kai Schmelzer's on third. Sam Camacho's on second. Jack Capo's on first. All 3 of them walked. 5 walks on the day for Billy Newman. Acosta walked in his first plate appearance. First pitch from him is crushed. Out to left, or right field, excuse me. Drew Cobb is back. It's certainly deep enough for a sac fly. Cobb makes the grab. Camacho goes to third. Schmelzer comes home. There's no play at either base. And it's a 3-1 Thunderbolts lead. Acosta swings away at the first pitch and gets it deep enough. Schmelzer comes home and scores the game's 4th run.
Now that gets it up to 3-1 on the ball game, and Acosta did his job, and let's see how hot that bat of Sturdivant really is. See if he can get that second home run of the season. That would really do wonders for this game.
Boy, that would make things out of hand in a hurry. We did see last night when the Thunderbolts took on the big train that no lead is safe, especially in the Cal Ripken League. But it would be good to see the T-Bolts spring out to another early lead. This one a hot shot left field line, but foul. Home plate umpire David Turbine throws his hands up to signal it.
And that one was close, but I think he had the right call there. That would have been a tough play to make for the left fielder.
It was certainly going to get past the third baseman Dominic Trolio. Camacho would have certainly scored from third and maybe had a chance at Jack Capo from first. It's a strike, though. 2 outs, 0-1 pitch is laced down the line, and this time it's fair. Tracking it down the corner is Siegel. Camacho scores easily. Capo goes first to third, and Sturdivant coasts in the second. He reaches for the second straight plate appearance, and this one, he's got his 3rd extra base hit of the season, and it's 4-1 Thunderbolts.
The bat stays hot. What a start to the season for Caleb Sturdivant. Great sign for him. As mentioned yesterday in the Bethesda game opener, he came on hot to the end of the season for the Thunderbolts, and now he's starting the season hot. So really big plus for this lineup, and if he's getting going at that 2 spot, who knows what this lineup could be this whole summer.
Caleb Sturdivant hit just 158 with Millersville this year, but over his first 2 games, he's now 4 for 7 with a walk. Griffin Puval now for his second at-bat of the game. Struck out looking back in the first, and he comes up empty on a pitch down in the dirt that Billy Newman much needed to see.
Yeah, that was a good-looking pitch right there. Had him fooled. Thought that was going to be in the strike zone and crept down. Needs more consistency.
Still with 2 outs, it's a 4-1 ball game for the T-Bolts. Puval's at the plate and runners on second and third. Newman's 0-1 is a called strike. Umpire David Turbide has been really lenient towards the outer third of the plate, particularly against righties. And that's the pitch he punched out Puval on back in the first, and it's another pitch that Puval doesn't necessarily approve of. But nevertheless, it's an 0-2 count, and Newman a pitch away from getting out of a tumultuous second inning. Here's the 0-2. Waved on and miss. Couple of strikeouts to start off the year for Griffin Puval, and Billy Newman gets through 2. But the T-Bolts get 2 more. 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings. They lead the Gaithersburg Giants 4-1, heading to the third on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network.
Ben Norkin Architecture. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Tacoma Park, Maryland, helps people turn their dreams into their new forever home. Whether it's a renovation, addition, or a new home, Ben will assist you in picking colors and finishes. He'll explain building codes, zoning requirements, and materials that stress energy efficiency. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Ave in Tacoma Park, Maryland, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. AFI Silver Theater. The AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center in downtown Silver Spring presents the best in America and world cinema. They show classic American mysteries from the black and white era, as well as the most modern digital content from around the world. The AFI Silver Theater also features filmmaker interviews, panel discussions, musical performances, and more. The AFI Silver Theater at 8633 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Top of the third now in Montgomery Blair High School. 4-1 Thunderbolts lead after they dropped the first game of their season last night to Bethesda Big Train. Similar start today, they've jumped out hot. And Jacob Seek, now with a 3-run lead, is back on the mound for his third inning of work. Again, just a quick note about the camera. If you see it being a little blurry, go to the eye doctor. It's not blurry. Your eyes are failing. No, I'm just kidding. We've got a bit of a blurry camera tonight. We appreciate you holding it down with us, though, and we're so grateful to be here with you, as we hope you are, and we're all grateful for some great Thunderbolts baseball on this beautiful Wednesday night in Montgomery County. Early 2-0 count against Cole McKenna for the Gaithersburg Giants. Back to the top of the Giants order.
Well, Peter, like you said, the top of the order's done all the damage so far for the Gaithersburg Giants. They were able to get the win last night with the top of the order producing the runs, but we'll see how Jacob Seek faces them the second time around.
Cole McKenna is someone that Seek had no trouble with. Got him to induce some weak contact over towards second baseman Jonah Acosta, who made a nice backhanded play. Count 2-1. Big gap in the middle of the field. Shortstop David Vazzo is shaded well to his left. Slider misses in the dirt. Count now 3-1 against McKenna. The issues for Seek in his career have been the walks, but tonight he's been good with his command. He just walked one, Aiden Phillips, back in the first, who he then picked off about 20 seconds later. But he's got a 3-1 count against Cole McKenna, and if he's going to go back to the walk, well, he'd certainly like it to not be of the leadoff variety, but he can't avoid it here. 5-pitch walk to Cole McKenna, and the shortstop is on first with nobody out in the top of the third.
And this is where things might get dangerous for Seek. This top of the order is nothing to play about, and he will get the lefty-lefty matchup here, which favors him, but from that point on, going to get a lot of righties.
This is a Thunderbolts bullpen that's relatively fresh. Saw 4 arms get used last night, all going about the same distance in the game. Brady Grimes, Brandon Brown, E.J. Youngling, and Michael Presky, as the throw-over is not in time.
Boy, that would have been convenient if you got another throw it on first base there.
Yeah, that certainly would have been ideal to see both of Jacob Seek's walks erased via the pickoff. But he can't get Cole McKenna there, and now he's got to face off against Drew Cobb, who also grounded out to second in his first trip up. He chops it towards the right side. It skips foul towards the T-Bolts dugout. 4-1 Thunderbolts lead the Giants. Gaithersburg 1-0 to start their year after they took down the only Crop Dusters 8-6 last night. Silver Spring 0-1 to start off the season, dropping a tough one to the Big Train last night, 12-11. Seek checks on McKenna at first. He'll now throw over. It's not in time. In and out of the glove of Nolan Cutney, so who wouldn't have had a play on it anyway. It's a very effective move that Jacob Seek is doing. It's really close to a balk. It's right around that 45-degree angle where Seek is allowed to move his right foot. He's staying within the threshold so far, and none of the umpires are billing him for it, which is a good sign. which means that the move is legal, but it's just deceptive enough that it's bound to catch some people leaning, and we saw him catch Aiden Phillips sleeping back in the first when he picked him off to end the inning. He's thrown over to Cole McKenna twice now. 1-1 count on the hitter, Drew Cobb. Here's the pitch. It's ripped down the right side, giving a run for it is Puval, but it's foul. Bounces about 10 feet to the right of the right field foul line, and the count's now 1-2. Had good distance. It one-hops the deep fence out there in right, but Drew Cobb unable to keep it in the field of play. Almost an hour gone here in this one. First pitch was at 7:02, and now here at 7:57, the Thunderbolts in control with a 4-1 lead. Seek trying to keep it where it is. He threw over again to Cole McKenna. Closer play, but he's still safe. First base umpire making the call is Tim Abel. Again, your umpires behind the dish is David Turbide. At first is Tim Abel. Over at third is David Esmond.
Wouldn't be surprised if McKenna does go at some point with how he keeps getting checked on.
We'll see if he does here. The 1-2 pitch comes home, and it's fouled off towards the Gaithersburg bullpen and into the road behind it. Count stays 1-2. Seek has come right back in the strike zone after walking Cole McKenna very quickly to start off this inning. Here's the 1-2. Slider that just misses. As mentioned before, home plate umpire David Turbine has been more lenient with the outer half of the plate against right-handed hitters. And that time, Seek can't get the call against Drew Cobb, who hits from the left side, and the count evens now at 2-2.
It's a good pitch, though. Good patience by the batter not to swing at that. Came right in front of him and then bounced to the left.
Here's the 2-2. Check swing. He did hold up.
I thought he didn't hold up. He was starting to walk away. First base says differently, and 3-2 count, full count.
Unfortunately, the third base umpire, David Esmond, is now shifted up the middle as part of this three-man crew, so he didn't have the ideal angle from down the third base side. Perhaps luckily for Drew Cobb. Count full now. Nobody out. Runner on first after a leadoff walk to Cole McKenna. 3-run Thunderbolts lead. Seek will throw over, and it's not in time. 4 pickoff attempts in this plate appearance.
At this point, McKenna might be too scared to go.
He's also only 1 pitch away from getting to second on his, kind of taking his time, because a walk could just push him to second where he's been trying to get to. The payoff is cut on and missed, so McKenna will have to wait maybe a little bit longer to get to second. Jacob Seek comes back with gasoline to top the zone, and there's 1 gone. Drew Cobb is over 2.
It's a great battle between the two, but Seek comes away the victor. It's a great pitch upstairs. Got him to swing and miss.
1 out now. Aiden Phillips, who walked back in the first, will stand in. First pitch from Seek to Phillips is a ball. Throwback by Schmelzer is not in time. Nice pick by Nolan Cutney at first to keep it in the infield. 1 out count, 1 out. Thunderbolts lead at 4-1. Again, we apologize for this camera quality. We're doing our best up here to tinker with it and fix it, but unfortunately, I think this is the best we're going to be able to do tonight. We appreciate everyone for tuning in regardless. The 1-0 pitch. Skied to center. Caleb Sturdivant charges in on a dead sprint, shaded towards right field now, and he makes the grab with his arm extended about 20 feet outside of the infield dirt. 2 outs now. After a leadoff walk to Cole McKenna, Jacob Seek's come right back and retired 2 straight Giants, trying to make it 3 and got out of a clean third inning.
The Giants catcher number 11, Ryan Stronach.
Cleanup hitter for Gaithersburg is Ryan Sternett, the catcher out of Seton Hall University. He singled to straightaway center field in his first time up, leading off the second inning. Pitches a ball, throwback by Schmelzer's not in time. It is the 6th time by my count that they have checked on Cole McKenna at first base, and after that one he throws up his hands in a shrug, saying, "What did I do?"
Nolan Cutney's had his work cut out for him this inning.
seems like sometimes these pickoff attempts get too ballsy, as there's another one there that Cutney is able to grab easily. Sometimes they're liable to sail past the first baseman, Nolan Cutney, and he's done well to keep them in front of him and not allow McKenna to get an easy 90.
We saw that last night from Youngling.
1-0 is a called strike. 1-1 the count to the cleanup hitter, Sternit. Sternit 3 for 4 to open his campaign with a couple of walks over last night's game and tonight. 1-1 pitches in the dirt. Schmelzer with a nice block to keep Cole McKenna at first. Moving right along in Montgomery County. Sun's starting to dip below the horizon, but it's not dead yet. Some flashes of sunlight, most notably in left field and in center field, right where Caleb Sturdivant is standing. Rest is in shade as the 2-1 is a ball high and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jacob Seek walked the leadoff batter in the inning and is trying to avoid it here against Ryan Sternit. On deck, Dylan Anderson, who also singled. 3-1 pitch, fouled back.
Way to jam him there.
Seek's been going to that slider more heavily in these 2-ball, 3-ball counts. And a little bit unorthodox, a little bit of pitching backwards, but that time in the hitter's count, he goes to the off-speed, and he gets some weak contact from Sternit. Now with 2 outs and a full count, he's 1 pitch away from getting out of the third. The pitch, runner goes, it's a ball. Ball 4 for Jacob Seek, the second free pass of the inning. Cole McKenna advances to second. Ryan Sternit's now at first, and Dylan Anderson will bat as we get our second look at the courtesy runner, Miguel Leon. He will take Sternit's place at first.
And I think that's a cool rule, and plenty of cool rules in this Cal Ripken Junior League that they've implemented just for summer ball. I mean, my favorite just being the fact that they use wooden bats. But very cool for the catcher to worry about catching next inning instead of running the bases.
It'll speed the game up for us, too, as Sternit will hopefully have all the time he needs to get into his pads.
Absolutely.
Called strike against Dylan Anderson, who had a tough play towards second base, a weak grounder towards the right side that Acosta eventually came up with and spiked the throw to Nolan Cutney at first. That could have really gone either way as a hit or an error. 0-1 is waved on and miss. Felt the breeze from up there on that heavy swing from Dylan Anderson. Anderson just finished up high school and will play in the spring at Rutgers. He will start attending there in the fall, of course. The Big Ten school winning out in his recruitment over the more local Maryland. 0-2, 2 outs. Pitch. Runners go. Pitch inside. McKenna goes to third. Actually, Miguel Leon stays put at first, but McKenna does get there safely as the throw from Schmelzer is a bit up the line, and Camacho has to come out from his position to glove it and preserve McKenna from coming home to score.
Interesting they sent McKenna only there. Thought they would have sent both of them. Now that still only 1 out though, so doesn't really matter.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners in the corners. We'll see if Leon will go here. Here's the pitch. Leon stays put, and it's a swing and a miss. Seeks 4th strikeout in his last 2 innings, and he's through 3 innings of 1-run baseball at Montgomery Blair. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Don't go anywhere on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network.
COA. COA Sports in Gaithersburg, Maryland is committed to shaping kids' lives through sports. COA Sports aims to develop each child to their full potential as an athlete and as a person. They also help your student athlete in the classroom, on the playing field, and anywhere in between. Learn more about COA Sports at coasports.org. COA Sports is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Parkview Capital. Parkview Capital believes your financial strategy should reflect more than numbers. It should reflect you. As a trusted investment advisory firm, Parkview Capital partners with individuals and families to build and protect wealth. Parkview Capital personalizes strategies rooted in your values and long-term goals. Whether you're growing your portfolio or preserving a legacy, Parkview Capital crafts a clear, customized path to your financial future, one that evolves with you. Parkview Capital, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Through 2.5 innings here at Montgomery Blair High School, the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts lead the Gaithersburg Giants by a score of 4-1. Alongside Brian Alves, my name is Peter Kelly. So grateful that you're joining us on this Wednesday evening. Again, we apologize for our issues with the camera. That's the quality we've got tonight. We've tried to tweak it, but unfortunately it's been unruly, and so that's what we've had to deal with up here in the booth. First batter of the bottom of the third for Gaithersburg, or for Silver Spring, is Nolan Cutney, and he fouls a pitch back. To start off the third inning, Billy Newman's back out there for the Gaithersburg Giants, who has really struggled with his command tonight. He has walked 5 over his 2 innings of work and surrendered 4 runs.
I'm intrigued to see how long he stays out there for, whether he'll be able to put together a scoreless inning. He did so last time. We'll see if he do it one more.
Cudney towards second base, and a diving play by Lee Turnipseed for out number 1. Cudney put good one on it, but Turnipseed ranging up the middle and goes full extension to make the play to rob Cudney of a base hit. With 1 gone, David Vazzo will step up. Cudney now 0 for 2. Although he has hit balls very hard, he hit one out to left field that was about, I would say, 5 or 10 feet away from a home run that was gloved by Bennett Siegel right at the wall. And then that one seemed destined up the middle. How about this one for being destined up the middle? Dylan Anderson gives it a run, and unfortunately Silver Spring has been robbed for the 2nd straight pitch.
That's unbelievable defending there from Gaithersburg on back-to-back plays. That both could have been hits for the Thunderbolts, and can't do anything but just tip your hat.
Yeah, you really cannot. 2 great plays back-to-back. Lee Turnipseed at second base, robbing Cudney. And then Dylan Anderson out in center, robbing David Vazzo. It's a very quick 2 outs. Kai Schmelzer stands in. He walked back in the 2nd, an inning where the T-Bolts brought 7 to the plate and scored 2. First pitch is a ball outside. Quick outs is exactly what Billy Newman needed. His pitch count being run up because of the walks. A lot of times in this league, teams will have predetermined pitching rotations where they'll designate innings to their pitchers to make sure everyone gets time to throw and that their arms aren't going to fall off and whatever the case may be. So could explain why Newman is still out there despite the rocky start.
It's a good chance for him to put the previous innings behind him and just try to put forth some good at-bats.
He has certainly settled in here. 2 quick outs in the third and a 1-1 count against Kai Schmelzer. It's been a weird game because Silver Spring-Takoma leads Gaithersburg by a score of 4-1, but T-Bolts only have 1 hit on the day. That was a double by Caleb Sturdivant back in the 2nd, but everything else has been those walks. On the flip side, Gaithersburg has 3 hits, but only 1 run. Called strike on Schmelzer that some of the fans here don't like. Count even now at 2-2 with 2 outs and the bases empty. Newman trying to work his first scoreless inning. Field now fully in shade. Pitch to Schmelzer skips in. Blocked by Ryan Sternett behind the plate. Kai Schmelzer, a local product. Played for a couple of years at Wooten High School in Rockville, about 20 minutes northwest of where we are at Blair. Really good on both sides of the ball. Made a name for himself defensively, but has also done well offensively. Takes ball 4 outside, and there's a 2-out base runner for the T-Bolts. Kai Schmelzer walks in his first 2 plate appearances of the 2026 season.
Well, we almost got a 1-2-3, but Schmelzer says not so fast. Did a good job of not biting on that pitch. Almost swung, but held himself back, and now he's rewarded with first base. We'll see if Takoma can go another inning with another run.
It'll be up to Aiden Prell to keep things going. He fouled out to the left fielder, Bennett Siegel, back in the 2nd inning. Prell out of Dickinson swings on the first pitch and drives it foul down the right side. We apologize for the camera difficulties, but we appreciate everyone for tuning in as the sun starts to set here on this Wednesday night. Runner up first with 2 outs, and the hitter Aiden Prell in a righty-lefty matchup. Pitch from Newman is a called strike, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Newman had two quick outs to start off this inning. A couple of great plays from his teammates up the middle.
Rare to see him in an 0-2 count. He'll definitely look to dominate this at bat.
Here's the 0-2. Prell takes outside and keeps the at-bat alive with ball 1. Newman getting more comfortable. Hasn't given up a lot of hard contact in this game, but hasn't really pitched to contact that much due to the 5 walks to his name. Still far away from that here. In a 1-2 count, he misses down low. Living with that fastball, it was up around 89, 90 in the first, but it's tripled down to about 84, 85 here in the second and third.
That has a lot to do with what you were mentioning earlier of just trying to place those fastballs. Worrying about accuracy rather than just throwing it as hard as you can.
Count even at 2-2. 2 outs, runner on first. Pitch from Newman. Grounded right side. Backhanded snare by Aiden Phillips, and he'll take it to the bag himself for out number 3. For the first time tonight, the T-Bolts have a scoreless bottom of the inning. For the first time tonight, Billy Newman works a scoreless frame. We'll head to the 4th inning. Still a 4-1 Thunderbolts lead.
Finn Family Group. Dan Metcalf has long been a supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Now he's at a new location, the Finn Family Group of Perennial Real Estate. If you want to find that perfect home in the perfect community, the Finn Family Group is for you. The Finn Family Group believes in community, and they bring that sense of community when working with clients to find homes in the Silver Spring-Takoma Park area. Call them today at 301-450-6999. The Finn Family Group is a proud supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Athletic House. Athletic House on 18952 Bonanza Way in Gaithersburg is a promotional product distributor making mugs, pens, and t-shirts for advertisers. The Athletic House can supply your company with every possible promotional product from 3,000 suppliers. With so many ad specialties available, Athletic House can help leave a lasting impression with your customers. They will create long-lasting relationship with your clients. Athletic House, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Top of the 4th, and Jacob Seek will end his day. After 3 nice innings in the start for the T-Bolts, he exits and gives way to number 16, Aiden Watts. He's a junior from the University of Rochester, and he will take over now. Attended high school at Walter Johnson in Bethesda. Through 10 1/3 innings this year for Rochester, with an ERA north of 13. He'll get his first crack at the 2026 campaign against the Gaithersburg Giants with a 4-1 Thunderbolts lead. It'll be 6, 7, 8 in the Gaithersburg order. Dominic Trolio will lead things off. The third baseman doubled to center back in the 2nd inning. Pitch misses outside. Early 2-0 count against Aiden Watts. First batter of the top of the 4th. Thunderbolts have put across 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and were held off the board back in the 3rd. Gaithersburg, none in the first, 1 in the second, none in the 3rd. And so far, none here in the 4th, although this is their first batter. 2-1 count. Trolio out of Seton Hall, batting from the right side. Watts deals. Called strike 2.
It's a good pitch.
Really nice pitch from the right-hander Watts. It's a different look now for Gaithersburg. Saw the left-hander Seek in the first 3 innings, who was living up towards 89-90 with his fastball, but now they turn over to Watts. The right-hander goes to a slider here and misses low and away. Count full on Trolio. Big pitch coming. Watts trying to avoid a leadoff base runner. It's laced out towards right center, and it's going to get down in the gap. Puval gives it a run, but it's going to get to the wall. Trolio around first in the second easily. Puval digs it out, chucks it in as fast as he can. But it's a leadoff double for Gaithersburg. Second double of the day for Dominic Trolio. He's now on second as the leadoff base runner for Gaithersburg. And it's good work by him to take that fastball the other way, depositing it in right center field and setting the table for his team down by 3. Lee Turnipseed now. Second baseman bats from the left side. He made a really nice play back in the bottom of the 3rd. Diving and robbing Nolan Cutney of the base hit. First pitch to Turnipseed is a ball high and out. Turnipseed grounds it out to Nolan Cudney. Back in the second inning. Both players retiring each other in their previous plate appearances. 1-0 count, nobody out. Leadoff man on Trolio, just doubled out to the right center gap. Pitch skips in the dirt. Schmelzer with a nice pick to keep Trolio at bay. 2-0 count from Aiden Watts to Lee Turnipseed.
Aiden Watts, a returner from last summer. Didn't get a lot of action, but did play 4 games and had 4 innings pitched, and in that 4 innings pitched had an ERA of 4.5.
Watts looking to replicate that success. Here in year number 2 with the T-Bolts. 2-0 pitch is a called strike. Again, we apologize again for our camera having some issues tonight. Especially as it gets darker, I realize it looks a little bit worse, but we appreciate everyone hanging in there with us. We're trying to do our best on the call. Again, I'm Peter Kelly. Alongside me, Brian Alves. So glad you're with us on this Wednesday evening. 2-1 pitch to Turnipseed. Ball outside. Lee Turnipseed out of Charleston Southern. And the man from the Buccaneers did not play as a freshman out of Daniel High School in Clemson, South Carolina. Last night went 0 for 2, but had a couple of RBIs and a pair of walks. RBI sacrifice fly-in fielder's choice to get those runs batted in. 3-1 pitch is a close one, but it's ball 4. Home plate umpire Turbide making the call. And the first 2 base runners reach against Aiden Watts in his first appearance of 2026. Freddie Diaz now, who struck out looking against Jacob Seek back in the 2nd. He'll stand in bat from the right side.
Schmelzer giving some words to Watts there. Just get his confidence up. See how he can handle this situation. Just got to get that first out to gain some confidence.
Looking for it right here against Freddie Diaz, who bats 8th in this Gaithersburg order. First pitch from Watts is a bender that lands in there for a called strike.
That had some real move to it, that pitch. It was beautiful.
Runners on first and second with nobody out in the top of the 4th. A 3-run Thunderbolt lead. Trying to get their first win of 2026. The 0-1. Chopper towards short. Could be 2. Vazzo to Acosta for 1, but he held up on the throw. And that's the only out that the Thunderbolts will get. Acosta just couldn't get out of his mitt in time. And credit to Freddie Diaz, who flew down the line at first. Puts runners on the corners with 1 gone for the 9-hitter Bennett Siegel.
Not the worst case scenario there. You got the out, didn't give up any runs. Runner advanced from 2nd to 3rd, but didn't force one to first base that could have ended in an error. And now you get the chance for a double play.
With one out, Bennett Siegel stands in, the left fielder out of Old Dominion. He will be taking a second to readjust his leg guard. Safety first here at Montgomery Blair. Siegel's now ready. Righty-lefty matchup. Siegel struck out looking back in the second inning to end the inning for the Gaithersburg Giants when they had their biggest offensive rally of the game. Had the first 3 reach, but only could score 1 run. He swings on the first pitch here and sends it out to left field. Jack Capo being tested for the first time tonight. He's got it. Tagging from third and coming home to score is Dominic Trolio. Throw to second is not in time. A good idea there from Silver Spring. Instead of following through with the relay home, they got it over to second where Acosta did well to cover. And it is another relay play that doesn't go Silver Spring's way, although it's encouraging to see them doing the transfers cleanly and making the smart decisions and looking where they can actually get the runner.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought there was no way they were going to be able to get him at home, so good decision to go to second and almost got him.
So the sacrifice fly from the 9-hitter, Bennett Siegel, puts the second run on the board for Gaithersburg.
That was a big lead. He almost took off early there at second base.
Yeah, no one's really holding him on over there. And that's Freddie Diaz. First pitch from Watts was a called strike. 2 outs, a 4-2 Thunderbolt lead. Freddie Diaz the man on second, but Aiden Watts trying to limit the damage and get out of this 4th inning. The hitter Cole McKenna is 0 for 1 with a walk. Watts will throw easily over to Acosta and have no chance at Freddie Diaz. A 1 count with 2 outs. Pitch to McKenna is swung on and pumped straight up. Schmelzer gives it a run at the backstop, but he watches it go into the stands and out of play. It is a really nice crowd on hand here in Silver Spring. A lot of young people in attendance, which is always good to see. This Silver Spring team so connected with their outreach and their presence, not just in Silver Spring, but in all of Montgomery County. And it's good to see the fans show out in droves for the home opener.
I was very impressed with the Bethesda crowd last night, too, that the way Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts came out and showed support.
Wave and a miss. Watts fans Cole McKenna, and that ends the top of the 4th. Gaithersburg brings one across. They cut the lead to 2, but for now it's still a 4-2 Thunderbolts lead.
Radial Tire Company. The Radial Tire Company on 9101 Brookville Road in Silver Spring specializes in balancing, repair, and installation of your car's tires. The Radial Tire Company has experienced technicians with a commitment to quality service, advanced equipment for balancing and installation, and comprehensive repair options. The Radial Tire Company on 9101 Brookville Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Chuck Levin's Music. Chuck Levin's Washington Music Center at 11151 Veers Mill Road in Wheaton has been serving Washington musicians since 1958. Chuck Levin's is family-run and is famous for instrument sales and its repair facilities for guitars, woodwinds, brass, strings, and electronics. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6. Chuck Levin's Washington Music Center at 11151 Veers Mill Road in Wheaton, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Back with you at Montgomery Blair High School. I'm Peter Kelly, alongside me Brian Alves. So grateful for each and every one of you for stepping in and joining us on this Wednesday evening as we're treated to some Thunderbolts baseball for the first time at home in 2026. T-Bolts lead the Giants 4-2, and the starter for the Gaithersburg, Billy Newman, will end his day after 3 innings of 4-run baseball. He'll give way to Austin Christ. And Christ out of Frederick Community College misses downstairs with his first pitch. Did not get much action at FCC. Just got one appearance that came in February. Through 1 inning, gave up 4 runs. Just finished up his freshman year out of Marysville, Pennsylvania for a very good Frederick Community College team that there will be a handful of T-Bolts incoming from. And is always a team that will have talent scattered throughout this Cal Ripken League. Sam Camacho, the hitter, walked on 7 pitches back in the second, and he has to flinch out of the way of that one as Austin Christ is struggling with his command, much like his forefather, Billy Newman.
Yeah, that one was close to his head area there. Probably better for him to get out of the way than take one for the team.
Camacho trying to reach in any way they can, although Christ fires a fastball in there. That catches the zone, making the count 3-1.
Camacho, no stranger to walks, as we mentioned earlier, already has 3 on the season. And sitting at a 3-1 count, sure he'll be patient.
He's very patient there, and he takes a pitch that almost hits him. Rides inside and gets all the way to the backstop. And for the second straight plate appearance, Sam Camacho is aboard via the free pass. Sets up things nicely for the T-Bolts. 9-hitter Jack Capo will step up, who also walked back in the second before the top of the order will come back up to the plate.
So 4 walks on the season now for Camacho, and not finishing his second game. So very impressive start for him.
First pitch to Capo misses high. Yeah, Camacho still searching for his first hit of the campaign, but when you get on base 4 times at least in your first 2 games, it's tough to take you out of the lineup, and it's especially tough when you play good defense over there at third, which is what he's done so far.
100%. I mean, the on-base percentage over 500, and he hasn't even gotten a hit. Very rare.
Certainly an impressive feat from Sam Camacho. Hitter now Jack Capo. He's got a 1-1 count on him with Camacho over at first. Slider from Christ lands in the zone for a called strike. We apologize once more for this tough camera angle that we're dealing with, or I guess the angle's fine, but the quality more so. We appreciate everyone, regardless, checking in with us, whether you've spent 1 minute here or been here for the whole game. Kicks away from Sternit and some aggressive base running from Camacho to reach second base. Count goes 2-2, but more importantly, the T-Bolts have a runner in scoring position, and Capo, with a single, can potentially extend the lead to 3.
Camacho wasn't exactly zooming over to second base, but he had a lot of time to get over there, and great stolen base by him. Takes advantage and runner in scoring position. See if they can get up to 5 runs here.
The new pitcher, Austin Christ, still struggling with that command. That one in particular, well wild, that evades the catcher Sternit. That one also low, and the count now runs full. Three balls, 2 strikes with nobody out. Runner on second is Camacho here in the bottom of the 4th. T-Bolts 4, Giants 2. Pitch from Christ is cut on and missed. Jack Capo is a strikeout victim. It's only the 3rd strikeout of the day for Gaithersburg pitching. And the first for Austin Christ. Turns over the lineup card to Jonah Acosta, who walked back in the first and hit a sacrifice fly that drove in Kai Schmelzer back in the second.
It seemed like Capo was expecting a little bit more velocity on that pitch, is a little bit ahead of it. Went right by him.
Acosta up for the 3rd time today. We'll try to add on to this Silver Spring lead. First pitch is a called strike. It feels like Silver Spring has had runners on base for almost the entire game and runners in scoring position, and they've been moving around all over, and of course they've scored the 4 runs, but they still only have 1 hit, and that's from Caleb Sturdivant, who doubled back in the second. But Acosta, someone that has scored a run and also drove in one, neither of those came on hits.
And it's just been impressive base running, doing what you can and taking what they're giving you.
Count even at 1-1. Pitch from Christ, high and out. Jonah Acosta playing second base tonight, but has played shortstop in his first couple of glimpses of action with Silver Spring. Played in 23 games for the North Florida Ospreys in the spring. And in his freshman year, he hit just .086, went 3 for 35. He started 11 games, though. Pitch is outside.
And in that game last night against Bethesda, at that shortstop position, he had a couple of errors. So he switched with Vazo moving to shortstop and him going to second base, and it seems like that's been working out well for the team so far in this game.
Acosta had a pair of hits last night, including a double. Also drove in 2. 3-1 pitch is a slider that catches the zone.
That's a move to it. Thought for sure that was going to be a ball, and it snuck its way into the strike zone.
Acosta now in a full count with 1 out. Camacho stands on second. Both these players are from the greater Miami area and faced off against each other in high school. Both Camacho at second and Acosta at the plate. Full count pitch misses inside. It's the second walk of the inning for Austin Christ. And the Thunderbolts now with 2 runners on, with Caleb Sturdivant, one of the hottest hitters, not just for Silver Spring, but in the Cal Ripken League, will stand in.
And as you mentioned, had the rare hit for the Thunderbolts so far, but hasn't had a problem on the scoreboard at all. 4 runs to match his jersey number 4. And he's in another great spot to make another great play.
This is not who Gaithersburg wants to see at the plate right now. Caleb Sturdivant, 4 for 7 to start off his 2026, including 2 doubles and a homer. Went 3 for 6 in the game last night against Bethesda. T-Bolt scored 11 runs, but unfortunately couldn't come away with the win, dropping at 12-11 to the Big Train, the reigning champions. 0-1 the count on Sturdivant. Pitch to him, skips in the dirt, blocked by Sternid. Taking a look at some scores from around the Cal Ripken League. A final from Southern Maryland. The Senators winning over the South County Braves 7-3. In the top of the 7th, the Big Train are behind the only Crop Dusters by a score of 10-7, although Bethesda was down yesterday in the 7th and can still pull it out. And at Frank Mann Field in Alexandria, the Aces lead the Grays by a score of 9-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count.
Obviously, in the Cal Ripken Junior League, we're going to see a lot of these teams a lot. We're going to play a lot of similar opponents, so exciting for what comes forward.
1-2 is outside. Yeah, Brian, get used to the Gaithersburg Giants. By my count, this is the first of 9 games against Gaithersburg this season. Potentially the season doesn't go the full 40 because last year they had a ton of rainouts and cancellations, but as it stands, they're going to play Gaithersburg 9 times, Bethesda and only 8 each. Pitch outside, and the count goes full on Sturdivant.
Well, if we don't know their full roster by the end of the year, then we had some rain delays.
Yeah, you got to start quizzing us. Get us some, like, flashcards or something. Wish we could take a test on that. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2 runners on base for Sturdivant. The payoff. Slider that misses inside, and Austin Christ loads the bases. Gaithersburg in a dangerous situation. Griffin Pouvel trying to break through after striking out in his first 2 plate appearances. Has a prime position here, bases loaded with just 1 out.
I like Griffin Pouvel to be a little bit more patient at the dish. I think he's been swinging a lot so far and he's had 2 strikeouts. Just wait for your pitch, maybe see one go by you at first, no matter what, and find your way to leading the count.
Pouvel backwards K in the first, a swinging strikeout in the second, and he takes a strike on the outer third. That's been the area where Pouvel has been getting burned, and the home plate umpire David Turbine has had a fairly wide outer portion of the strike zone against righties, which has been tough to adjust. The 0-1 to Pouvel is too far outside. Bases jacked. for Griffin Poovel. Part of a Rider team that was just at regionals. Played in the Gainesville Regional, and Poovel did appear in one game against Troy. That was on May 30th, but did not get an at-bat. He did score a run. Troy, the eventual regional champions, and will advance to Supers. Count 1-2 against Griffin Poovel.
Must have been a great experience for him to get that opportunity. Bring some experience to this roster.
It's certainly fun to go to the postseason. 1-2 gets way outside, and Camacho's going to come home as it gets to the backstop. Camacho will dive in safely, and it's now 5-2 Thunderbolts. It hasn't been the flashiest inning for Silver Spring, but after 3 walks and a wild pitch, the Thunderbolts are on the board for the first time since the second.
Still only 1 out, so now the double play, not as much of a threat. No guy on first base. Poovel can take a little bit of a deep breath and settle into the box and find a pitch to hit.
All 3 runners advanced, so you've now got Jonathan Acosta at third and Caleb Sturdivant at second. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Poovel looking for his first hit of 26. Pitch is a slider that Poovel cuts on and misses. Now 2 outs for Nolan Cutney and 2 runners in scoring position. Cutney 0 for 2, but has had some hard contact to his name. Deep fly out to left in the first, and a line drive at the middle that could have gotten through, but instead was speared at second base by Lee Turnipseed. Some hard contact in the right position, and Thunderbolts can get some much-needed insurance. They lead this one 5-2 here in the 4th. First pitch from Austin Christ is a strike. Nolan Cutney back for his second year with the T-Bolts. Last year hit .288. That was good for third on the team. His 19 hits were second on the team. He laces this one through the right side and into right field for a base hit. Acosta scores. Sturdivant ran on contact. He will score standing. And Nolan Cutney gets 2 more on the board for the Boats. It's now 7-2 here in the 4th.
Extremely timely hitting from Nolan Cutney, as you just mentioned. Second in hits last season, and what a better way to show off the hitting skills than to show it off with 2 guys in scoring position and open up this lead to 7-2. Absolutely cleared the bases.
Nolan Cutney drove in 1 of 11 T-Bolts runs last night. He now drives in 2 with 1 swing to extend the Thunderbolt lead to 5, the biggest it's been tonight. Now David Vazzo up and takes a pitch outside for a ball. Only the second hit of the game for the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts, but it's a big-time one for Cutney, who finally gets on the board after being robbed of hits in his first 2 times up. Pitch is a called strike that barely nicks the outer edge of the zone.
David Vazzo, another returner from the team last year. Played in 19 games and had a 254 batting average.
Pops in and out of the mud of Sternid, and Cutney's going to get to second easily.
Another thing from Vazzo, stole 15 bases. Excuse me, walked 15 bases last year, but had 17 strikeouts, so trying to find out that balance between striking out and walking.
He's done neither tonight. He's fouled out to right field and lined out to center in his 2 trips up. Looking for his first hit of the night. Fouls it back. Count now 2-2 for Vazzo, who was 2 for 4 last night with a couple of RBIs.
And he got a lot of action from Moravian this year as well, and played in 40 games and had 2 home runs and 17 RBIs and 11 stolen bases. Hitting at .238.
Yeah, he's such an asset to whatever team he's on because of his versatility on defense. Cudney goes from second. The throw down is a good one, and he is tagged out by Dom Triolo. Really good throw from behind the plate for Ryan Sternit. He's a really good defensive catcher, and Cudney tried to test him. So the inning ends there, but the Thunderbolts, with their biggest inning thus far, now lead at 7-2 over Gaithersburg, heading to the 5th.
Wild Bill Sports. Wild Bill Sports is all about travel, baseball, and fun. At Wild Bill Sports, travel baseball is the journey players take to develop skills, increase confidence, and grow with integrity, both on and off the field. Wild Bill Sports also promotes community engagement and giving back. Contact Wild Bill Sports at wildbillsports.com. Wild Bill Sports, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Jay Hollinger's Waterman's Chop House. Jay Hollinger's Waterman's Chop House at 8606 Colesville Road in Silver Spring serves up Chop House classics, fresh seafood, Chesapeake Bay oysters, a raw bar, and hyper-seasonal local produce. It has one of the best bars in downtown Silver Spring, serving craft, cocktails, beer, and wine. Jay Hollinger's Waterman's Chop House at 8606 Colesville Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Through 4 innings here in Montgomery Blair, the T-Bolts all over the Gaithersburg Giants, score of 7-2 as we head to the 5th inning. Third pitcher of the day for Silver Spring. Jacob Seek worked the first 3, Aiden Watts just through the 4th. And it'll be Josh Erd now from East Stroudsburg, who is converted from a hitter, but is now pitching for the Thunderbolts this season. They'll pitch from the right side. A couple of righties out of the bullpen for Coach Brock Hunter and his team. If you saw during the break, we were tweaking the camera to try and get a little bit more light on the situation. And I really don't wish this was the case, but this is kind of the best we got. We apologize once more for the quality, working to alleviate that as early in the season as we can so we can stream you baseball that is coherent. But for now, if it's a struggle to keep up with the visual aspect, feel free to treat it like a radio broadcast. And myself, Peter Kelly, and Brian Alves will do our best to keep you up to date on every pitch and provide as much detail as possible. We're very grateful that you're here with us on your Wednesday evening to watch some good old Thunderbolts baseball here for their 26th season in Montgomery County.
We've been in a treat so far, 7-2 ball game, 4 innings in, and it's been a pleasure to be out here. Nice summer night for baseball. First one of the season for Silver Spring-Takoma. And there's nothing better than summer baseball, music playing. We'll see how this game goes. Last night was a little bit of a thriller in the away game where Bethesda came back all the way down from 8-2 to win it 12-11. But this time, another 7-2 lead. Hopefully the Thunderbolts are able to pack it down defensively and come away with this one about halfway through.
Yeah, we're certainly hoping that Silver Spring can avoid the collapse that they had last night. They're through 4, and it's going pretty well for the good guys. It'll be 2-3-4 in Gaithersburg's order, starting off with Drew Cobb, the right fielder. He's 0-2 with a ground out to second and a strikeout. Righty-lefty matchup with the new pitcher Erd, and it's flipped out towards left, and it gets down in the corner. Coming around on it is Jack Capo, but rounding first and heading to second is Drew Cobb. He took a wide turn, but will stop there. Relay throw kicks away and rolls in the infield. It'll be picked up by Acosta as Drew Cobb will stop right there. A leadoff double for Drew Cobb and the Gaithersburg Giants. Second straight inning, they will have a leadoff double. And it puts them in business. They are down 5, so it's good to look back on last inning where Silver Spring put across 3 to give themselves a little bit more breathing room. Erd trying to go back in now against the heart of this Gaithersburg order in Aiden Phillips. We'll get a brief timeout as Kai Schmelzer, the catcher, will talk things over with Josh Erd.
And Josh Erd actually came over to the broadcast setup yesterday in Bethesda. We were talking to him for a bit, and he said that he actually didn't pitch in high school at all. So, interesting switch from hitting to pitching, and we'll see how that transition goes for him. We all wish the best and see if he can get some results going.
Erd, certainly an electric arm talent. He attended high school at Wooten in Rockville, Maryland, and he hits him. Goes to the off-speed there and hits Aiden Phillips square on the back. First two batters reach for Gaithersburg here in the top of the fifth. Not how Josh Erd wanted to start his day, especially with the cleanup hitter Ryan Sternad coming up, who has always been a tough out this year. He is 1 for 1 with a walk today. He singled to center back in the second, and Sternad had a really good day yesterday where he went 2 for 3 with a couple of ribbies. Trying to get a couple more here, and he takes a pitch high from Erd to start off his at-bat. One ball, no strikes. Runners on first and second. Josh Erd deals. It's laced out towards right field. Puvel's chased back. He's got his heels on the track, but he makes the grab. Tagging from second is Cole McKenna. He will get to third easily. Actually, that's Drew Cobb, but he will get to third regardless. Aiden Phillips will stay put at first base. It was jacked pretty hard, but good play out there by Griffin Puvel. He was shaded deep already, and he makes the grab for the first out.
And that tag up to third base brings a threat for another tag up to home. Only one out. We'll see if they're able to get something low here, a grounder, instead of something in the air that could be deep into the outfield.
One out for Dylan Anderson. First pitch to Anderson is cut on and missed. Erd goes right back in with the fastball. Anderson is either 0 for 2 or 1 for 2, depending on how you scored his at-bat in the second. A weak grounder towards Acosta at second that could have been an error or a hit. I believe it was scored as an error officially. Pitch is inside.
Good check swing there for Anderson after falling for it just now down low.
Anderson struggled back in a second at-bat. In the third inning, he struck out swinging to end the Gaithersburg threat. Jacob Seek's last batter. The starter for Silver Spring had a good day, surrendering just one earned run. Chopper up the middle. Both runners went. Nice backhanded play by Erd. He gets it over to first for the out. Going to third is Phillips, and it's thrown away by Nolan Cutney. And Aiden Phillips will come around and score the second run on the play.
Tough there. I just don't think that throw to third base was necessary there. It was too tight of a play and got away from him. And now 2 runs score instead of 1 on that one play. Tough break for the Thunderbolts.
Boy, that one is going to be a pain to score.
Absolutely.
Drew Cobb will score from third on the 1-3 ground out on a heck of a play by Josh Erd. As mentioned, a converted position player, now a pitcher, showing off that athletic skill there to make the backhanded play. First pitch to Dom Trolio is a called strike. 2 outs, bases empty now. Aiden Phillips will score from first on that play. He took off for second, advanced to third on the play, and then advanced to home as the throw from Cutney went well into the left field corner. It'll be an E3 on the play, as that'll be how Phillips's run is credited. And then Dylan Anderson is just retired via the 1-3. I'm kind of trying to talk you guys through me updating my scorebook.
And we appreciate that, Peter.
Yeah, that's the nitty-gritty up here in the booth. That's what they don't tell you. Or keep it score up here for you. Ball high, 2 balls, 1 strike. With 2 outs and the bases empty, T-Bolts still holding a 7-4 lead. Boy, this game would be tied if the Thunderbolts didn't score those 3 runs back in the fourth. And it would have been an unfortunate way to see the game get tied on some kind of sloppy defense in the infield. But no harm, no foul. Well, a little bit of harm, but not necessarily the most foul because it's still a 3-run lead. 3-1 count from Josh Erd against the hitter Dom Trolio. He has been a tough out today. He's 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles, both out to right center.
Them Seton Hall boys between him and Stern are tough outs.
3-1 pitch is fouled back. Combined 3 for 4 on the day for the boys from Seton Hall. Catcher Ryan Sternett batting 4th, and third baseman Dom Triolo batting 6th. Full count, 2 outs. Bases are empty. Josh Erd trying to limit the damage here in the top of the 5th. Here's the payoff. Slider grounded left side. Camacho on the forehand, ranging in the 5-6 hole, throws it over to first and beats Trolio by a half a step. There's the third out. 2 runs come across for the Gaithersburg Giants, but they still trail the T-Bolts. Silver Spring on top, 7-4, heading to the bottom half of the 5th on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network.
Fetch Pet Care. Fetch Pet Care at 1011 Colesville Road, number 115 in Silver Spring is your premier in-home pet care service. From dog walks, cat care, overnight stays, pet sitting, and medication administration, Fetch Pet Care provides services tailored to meet your pet's individual needs. Fetch Pet Care at 10111 Colesville Road, number 115 in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Tacoma Torch. The Tacoma Torch, founded in 2019, brings laughter and a sense of fun to residents in Tacoma Park in the DMV. The Tacoma Torch features satirical articles about the region that those with a sense of humor can appreciate. Send a headline or idea their way to tacomatorch@gmail.com and watch what they do with it. Tacoma Torch is on the web at tacomatorch.com. Tacoma Torch, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
Bottom of the 5th here in Silver Spring. Thunderbolts lead the Giants by a score of 7-4. Here on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network, I'm Peter Kelly, alongside me, Brian Alves. T-Bolts will get back up to the bat after they scored 3 in the 4th inning. They'll send up 5, 6, 7, starting with David Vazzo, the shortstop from Moravian, who's 0 for 2 today. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We apologize for the camera angle that's less than ideal, but we're appreciative of everyone tuning in and showing their support. First pitch to Vazzo misses high. It's a new pitcher on the mound for Gaithersburg. Taking a look at their roster, this will be Keen Heyer, freshman left-hander out of Richmond, who played his high school baseball at Tampa Jesuit down in Florida. 1-0 pitch is a called strike. Heyer, a part of a really, really good Tampa Jesuit team, a team that's produced several pro-level players. They just had Gary Sheffield Jr. come through there. Or Noah Sheffield, I believe is his name. But he swings just like Gary Sheffield, that iconic kind of toe-tapping swing. Pitches a called strike to Vazzo, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Heyer, class of 2025. A year below him in the MLB draft are a couple of top prospects from Tampa Jesuit. Wilson Anderson, who will play in Mississippi State, but he'll likely be a top 3-round pick. And then you've got Caden Wachter, who will likely go in the 1st or 2nd round. This one is hit in the air by Vazzo, and it will go out of play towards the Gaithersburg Giants bullpen down the 3rd base side. 1-2 the count with 2 outs. Keen Heyer, his freshman year at Richmond, made 9 appearances, pitched to an ERA a shade under 11. 3 1/3 innings on the year, 4 earned runs, 1 strikeout against 5 walks. The 5'11" left-hander trying to retire the first man he sees. And Vazzo gets a piece and barely stays alive on the changeup. Almost dove out of reach of his bat, but Vazzo gets some wood to it and puts it off the catcher Sternett to keep his at-bat alive. Vazzo fouled out to the right fielder Drew Cobb back in the 1st and lined out to center in the 3rd. He was robbed by Dylan Anderson, who made a really nice sliding grab coming on from deep center. First batter at the bottom of the 5th. 7-4 Thunderbolts lead. Bases empty. Vazzo in a 1-2 count. On deck, Kai Schmelzer, who's walked both times. Pitch to Vazzo. High for ball 2. Boy, not the biggest guys doing battle right now. Keen Heyer, as we mentioned, is 5'11". David Vazzo stands at just 5'10". 2-2. Lifted out towards right field. Drew Cobb is there. And he's got it for the first out.
Your attention, please. This is an athletic house call to the bullpen. Starting on the mound this inning.
Now Kai Schmelzer
Giants.
for his third trip to the plate in this game.
Out of University of Richmond, Keen Hire.
Schmelzer will
Thunderbolts.
attend in the fall Gulf Coast State College, a junior college down in, I believe, Panama City, Florida, that will play in one of the top junior college conferences in the country. Gulf Coast State is routinely a top 25 team. They finished this year as a top 15 team in all the land in the highest division of JUCO, Division 1. So Schmelzer enrolled early there. He graduated early from Thomas S. Wooten up in Rockville, where he played his first 3 years of high school ball, and he forewent his senior year. Pokes it foul, count 0-2 against Schmelzer. The defense is really impressive from Kai Schmelzer, who gets the start at the dish tonight, but the bat is also really, really impressive. He was a first-team All-State honoree back last year in 2025. He was the only non-senior from Montgomery County to retain that honor. He's got an 0-2 count, though, and the pitch is high and out for the first ball of the at-bat. As just a freshman in high school, Schmelzer on the varsity team at Wooten threw out 12 runners as just a freshman, while also hit 400. So some impressive stats from Schmelzer. He pokes this one foul down the first base side, keeping the count where it is at 1-2.
Yeah, when you put up freshman stats like that, no wonder he forego his senior year of high school. That's very impressive stuff from the young fella.
Can't wait to see what he does down at Gulf Coast State in Panama City. 1-2 pitch again. It's a half-hearted swing from Schmelzer on a pitch in the dirt for the second out. Keen Hire carving so far as the third man in the game for Gaithersburg, the second out of the bullpen. He replaces Austin Christ. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, Aiden Prell will stand in.
Keen Hire, as you mentioned, coming from Richmond. And with the Richmond Spiders, he pitched a decent amount and had some good opponents he faced, including UNC, where he didn't give up a single run against the Tar Heels in an inning pitch. So he's got some experience against some good level teams.
Tar Heels team that will host the Super Regional in the coming days against University of Southern Cal. Number 5 national seed, the Tar Heels, trying to get back to the College World Series. 0-1 the count against Aiden Prell, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Slider taken inside for ball 1. Hire with 9 appearances on the year for Richmond, but just 3 1/3 innings. About half his appearances did not get past 1 out, which is a really interesting stat line.
Yeah. Very strange.
You'll see it more commonly with the left-handers because they're often called on to make those spot appearances to retire the lefty. So Hire, the beneficiary of that, got in a fair amount of games as just a freshman at Richmond. A really solid team out of the Atlantic 10. A lot of A-10 representation in this league. A couple guys from Davidson on the Giants. Pitch well high. We've got a player from St. Joseph's on the Gaithersburg Giants. Really solid league that produces a ton of talent for Cal Ripken League and other summer leagues. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Pitch is right back up the middle off the glove of Hire to the shortstop. McKenna on the run to first and in time for the third out. Hit too hard by Aiden Prell. It still had so much velocity off the glove of Keen Hire that he was able to be retired at first base. Still 7-4 Thunderbolts in front, heading to the 6th on the T-Bolts Baseball Network.
Nando Peri Peri Chicken. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 9241 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring is the best chicken in the world because it uses peri peri sauce. From chicken on the bone to wraps and sandwiches, along with salads and veggie options, Nando's is your choice for great food. United Therapeutics. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring develops pharmaceuticals and technologies that help patients in need of organ transplantation. United Therapeutics is guided by the principles of always striving to do the right thing and relentlessly pushing to always do better. As a result, the company was included among America's best companies by Forbes magazine. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Back with you in Silver Spring. Heading to the 6th inning now. T-Bolts lead the Gaithersburg Giants 7-4. If this result holds, both teams would even up their record. T-Bolts dropped their opener last night to the Big Train. Gaithersburg won against Olney last night. First pitch from Josh Erd is a fastball that misses high and away. That last inning for the T-Bolts, the first of the game where it was a true 1-2-3 inning. The first 3 batters were retired in order. We had an unorthodox one to start off the game where a couple of groundouts and a walk, but then the walk, Aiden Phillips, was immediately picked off. First true 1-2-3 inning, and it came at the hands of Keen Heyer, the new Gaithersburg pitcher, who threw a clean inning. Just the second of the game surrendered by the Giants. 7-8-9 in the Giants' order. Lee Turnipseed, the batter. He's 0 for 1 with a walk back in the 4th. 2-0 pitch is right down the middle from Josh Erd. Erd surrendered 2 and back in the 5th. Just gave up 1 hit in the inning. And then some unusual defensive plays and kind of a wonky play. Ended up bringing a couple runs across for the Gaithersburg Giants. Pitch skips in from Erd and gets to the backstop. It'll be Lee Turnipseed, then Freddie Diaz, then Bennett Siegel, who's in the hole. 7, 8, and 9. We apologize once more for our camera quality tonight. We appreciate everyone who has taken a part of their Wednesday evening and spend it with us on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network. 5-pitch walk to Lee Turnipseed. That starts off the Gaithersburg 6th, and it brings up Freddie Diaz. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout.
Well, and that might bring the top of the order at the end of this inning, depending on if there's no double play involved. And that's the most dangerous part of the order, and Josh Erd trying to get it together.
Runner on first. First pitch to Diaz is a called strike.
It's a great start for Josh Erd.
I think you're on to something that if Erd gets back around to his second time through the order, which would be when we reach Drew Cobb, who bats second and is currently 3 batters away from Diaz. I think that may be the end of the road for Erd, but we'll see. He gets a nice check swing there from Freddie Diaz, and a quick 0-2 count would be a nice persuasion to Coach Brock Hunter to keep him in if he can work through Freddie Diaz quickly. Erd deals. Hit weakly through the right side. No one was at second base. And Turnipseed's going to get to second. Freddie Diaz goes to first on the single. It's unfortunate because Acosta was shaded up the middle as the right-handed hitting Freddie Diaz was at the plate, and he was preparing for Turnipseed to maybe take off from first, so it left second base vacant, and he pokes it right through where Acosta would have been. Now 2 aboard with nobody out, and a nice 0-2 swing from Diaz to put 2 on.
Yeah, not bad from Erd. Got the swing that he wanted, but like you said, no one there to make the play.
First pitch to Siegel is a called strike. A pitch that is high and tight, but home plate umpire David Turby gives the call on. Big batter here for Josh Erd. He's got runners on first and second. It's a 3-run lead for his team, the T-Bolts, but on deck is Cole McKenna, who spells at the top of the order for Gaithersburg. If he can somehow swing a double play here, that would be what dreams are made of.
Well, based off of his athleticism, if the ball goes to him, I wouldn't be surprised.
He certainly has a chance if he gets right back to him. Off speed misses high. David Vazzo at short is holding on the runner, Lee Turnipseed. Acosta's kind of at straightaway second. Both Cutney at first and Camacho at third are fielding their positions where they should be. Against the left-handed hitting Bennett Siegel. Pitch high from Josh Erd. Counts 3-1. Siegel is 0 for 2 today. He did have an RBI sac fly back in the 4th that scored Dom Trolio, but he struck out looking in the 2nd against Jacob Seek, the Thunderbolts starter that had a nice outing. 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runners on first and second here in the 6th. Pitch is a ball high and away, and Josh Erd will load the bases on a couple of walks and a single.
Unfortunate. Another tough at-bat for Erd, and He's going to have to put himself in even a bigger situation now. He's going to get some help from his guys to talk him through it, and including coach.
Like we anticipated when the top of the order came back up for Gaithersburg is when we thought there might be some counsel coming to Josh Hurd, although it looks like he will stay in to face Cole McKenna. McKenna is over 2 with a walk. Most recent time up, he struck out. That was back in the 4th inning to end it.
Well, and Brock Hunter, the manager, trusting in his guy, and, you know, not only is he the manager, but he's also the pitching coach, so he is willing to trust in his guy here, even though he put himself in a tough spot. You know, 0 outs. Let's see you work through it.
For the Giants, shortstop number 15, Cole McKenna.
Well, Josh Hurd gets the baseball here. He will not relinquish it here. It's a really tough spot for him, but middle infield will play a double play depth with the bases loaded and nobody out. Certainly sacrifice a run to collect 2 key outs. The hitter, Cole McKenna, in a righty-righty matchup. First pitch is a ball, a really good sliding block from Kai Schmelzer. I tell you what, over the first 2 games, one thing that's been clear is that the Thunderbolts have some great defensive catching with both Kai Schmelzer here and Mason Kelleher. Kelleher, a really good framer, as we've seen so far, and Schmelzer here doing a great job with the blocking. He's very mobile behind the plate.
Absolutely, and they both got a great bat.
They're both doing their thing with the bat as this one is ripped foul down the first base side.
I was really impressed with Kelleher last night. I mean, 4 for 5. He really was putting the wood to the ball. And when you get that from your catcher, you feel really good about what your hitters can do as a team.
And Keller didn't throw anyone out last night, but they only stole 1 base against him, which is such a huge battle to win. Thunderbolts stole 3 bases, and Bethesda only stole 1.
Yeah, with how active people are on the bases in this league, you need a catcher that's able to throw guys out.
2 balls, 1 strike. Bases juiced. Nowhere to put Cole McKenna, who's 0 for 2 with a walk on the day. Pitch from Hurd. Slider misses high.
And that's another one that just missed the left-hand side of the zone there.
Couple arms starting to cycle in the T-Bolts bullpen down the first base side. 3-1 the count, nobody out, bases loaded. Huge pitch from Hurd, and it's skied foul down the right side. Really good barrel from Cole McKenna, but pushes it well into the woods on the first base side.
Yeah, Cole McKenna got real excited when he saw that pitch. Got a bat to it, but wasn't able to put it in play. At least fair.
Payoff. Hits him.
And he ate that. And gladly walks to first base. Gets the RBI.
Now batting for the Giants, right fielder number 20.
That'll make it 7-5. The second hit batter of the day for Josh Hurd.
And again, that's the issue, the reoccurring issue that the Tacoma Thunderbolts have had in previous years is walking guys. As he almost hits another batter.
Ball inside from Hurd. First 4 have reached here in the 6th. Thunderbolts led 7-2, but Gaithersburg has scored the last 3 over the most recent 2 innings. They still have the bases loaded, and there is still nobody out. Batter Drew Cobb doubled back in the 5th. An outcome that Josh Hurd would certainly love to avoid, because a double would likely bring in 2, if not 3. Bases loaded, no outs. The 2-0 pitch is high. 3 balls, no strikes.
This is dangerous territory here. 3-0 with the bases loaded. You got to challenge the hitter, but challenging him, he might get something really good to swing at.
Here's the 3-0, and it's well high. The command's starting to slip a little bit for Josh Hurd. It's his 3rd walk of the inning, and add that on to the hit by pitch of Cole McKenna. That is 4 free passes on the day as Schmelzer tries to catch Bennett Siegel napping at third. He can't. Bases are still loaded with still nobody out. And Brock Hunter will make his second mound visit. The lead is now 7-6.
That was very sneaky, almost getting him back at third base there. But he quickly stepped on the bag before Camacho got him with the tag. Looks like his day's done.
That will end the day for Josh Erd. His teammates and coaches will spill out of the dugout to pick him up. But for now, it'll be a new arm for Silver Spring-Takoma. It's such a high-pressure situation here for the Thunderbolts. And they're going to turn to Franco Pastella out of the T-Bolt bullpen, sophomore out of Oberlin College up near Pittsburgh. Pastella threw a little bit in the scrimmage on Sunday, but now in his first taste of real action for the Thunderbolts in his career, comes into a really brutal situation, about as bad as it gets. The bases are loaded with nobody out, and the T-Bolts clinging on to a one-run lead.
I would say probably the worst you could get.
I don't even know what can make it worse. Maybe if there was a 3-0 count.
Yeah.
But Pastella will have to have the lock-in of the century if he wants to keep the T-Bolts with the lead.
Absolutely. His hands are full. But, you know, sometimes when you walk in that situation knowing, although the pressure's on you, the pressure's also off you because you're expected to just go out there and provide something new. So it's okay if you let up a little bit, if you're able to manage to the best of your ability. So see what he's able to provide.
You cannot close the book yet on Josh Erd. He goes 1 inning plus. He allows the first 5 of this 6th inning to reach on 3 walks, a hit by pitch, and a single. All 3 runners on base will be attributed to Erd. It's up to Franco Pastella, the sophomore left-hander out of Oberlin, who did not throw very much in his freshman campaign for Oberlin. Through just 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits and 3 earned runs, walked 2, struck out 1. That was back on February 21st, and that was the only game action that Pastella saw. I think needless to say, this will be the most high-stress situation that Pastella has had to come in.
Absolutely, and with the score being 7-6, 0 outs, the bats are going to have to pick back up for the Thunderbolts because the pitching starting to get put in tough situations. We could definitely see Gaithersburg take a lead here in this inning.
In that game that Pastella threw very early in the year, they played at Sewanee in Tennessee. That game ended in a tie. It was called because of darkness in the ninth, so it was a 6-6 final. I didn't know that they could do that, but I guess Sewanee did not have lights, so It goes as a number in the 3rd column in both those teams' records.
Very odd indeed.
Franco Pastella will stand in against Aiden Phillips. Lefty-righty matchup. Bases are loaded with nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Thunderbolts holding on to a 1-run lead. Slider from Pastella catches the zone, just at the bottom right corner of the zone. And Pastella's off to a good start. Aiden Phillips, the batter, has reached 2 out of 3 times, both via the free pass. A walk and a hit by pitch. Pitch from the side-arming Pastella misses inside.
Yeah, with the sidearm throw, throwing to a righty hitter as a lefty, be interesting to see the dynamic between the battle here. See if you can jam him inside.
1-1 pitch, slider outside. A term that has become archaic in baseball is the junk baller. And the junk baller is usually a pitcher that is a lot more crafty and throwing a lot of breaking balls from different arm angles. I don't know if I want to christen Pastella a junk baller because that possibly the term could have some negative connotations, but Pastella's going to live off the off-speed, and especially from that tough left-handed slot, it's oftentimes a tough look for hitters. He's got Aiden Phillips in a 2-2 count now, unlike anything that Phillips has seen today.
Absolutely, and you know, with the bases loaded, sometimes you need to throw something at the hitter that they haven't seen yet. Even if you can just get 1 strikeout off their first hitter, it would be the biggest difference.
Big pitch coming. Bases loaded, no outs. 2-2 count. Pastella's 2-2. High and out. Count will run full. And it's an even bigger pitch upcoming. Thunderbolts just barely in front of Gaithersburg, 7-6. This is like what we saw last night, Brian, where T-Bolts led it in control through the first 6 or 7 innings, and then it just started to slip away.
Yeah, and they're going to have to cling on to this one.
3-2. Baltimore chop left side, and it skips foul. Fortunately for Sam Camacho at third and the T-Bolts team, because no one would have had a play on it due to the weak velocity with which it was hit.
Yeah, would have almost been like a perfect bunt, although he did hit the ball.
Yeah, bunt out of the question here with 2 strikes, but it would have done the job of a bunt, which would have been exactly what Gaithersburg was looking for. Priority 1 for the Giants is score the runner on third. That's Bennett Siegel. He ties the game, and then the go-ahead run is Cole McKenna at second base. 3-2 again. It's high for ball 4. A good battle between Pastella and Aiden Phillips, but it goes in favor of Phillips, and the Gaithersburg Giants have scored the last 5 to tie things up with the T-Bolts 7-7.
Yeah, we've got a tie ball game, and this is where things get interesting because at this point now, this is a very crucial part of the inning. If they're able to take the lead, will the Thunderbolts have enough juice to get some more runs later on, or will the Giants be able to pull away?
First pitch to Ryan Sternett is a called strike.
Again, this is a game that the Thunderbolts led 7-2 last night. They led 8-2, and they've seen both leads disappear within a matter of innings.
3 runs and counting for Gaithersburg in the frame. They've still got the bases loaded with no outs as the first 6 of the inning have reached against Thunderbolt pitching. Pastella's got a good start against Ryan Sternett. He's got an 0-2 count on a couple of flutterers inside the zone. Looking for the put away here and what would be a huge first out. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bases still loaded. Pastella's going to ask Kai Schmelzer to cycle through the signs again. He's got the sign that he likes. And the 0-2. In the dirt, nice block again by Kai Schmelzer. Schmelzer has saved a couple of runs tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten his pads dirty.
Pitch in the dirt is a ball, so it's 1-2. Nowhere to put Ryan Sternett. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3, a huge pitch from Franco Pastella. And it's a much, much needed first out here in the 7th.
Wow, that's unbelievable there. That in itself could be huge in the prospect of a game that could really matter down to every single hit, every single batter going forward. Huge punch out.
And now a ground ball can get Pastella and the T-Bolts out of the inning in a tie game. First pitch to Dylan Anderson is well outside. Schmelzer has to pick it up with his glove in his left hand.
Based off the job he had when he came in, if he's able to get a double play, to think only giving up 1 run would be certainly amazing.
1-0 count with 1 out. Pitch to Anderson. High chopper left side in the hole. Nobody's there. Vazo off his glove. Runners will go just 1 base. Cole McKenna scores from third. Drew Cobb goes to third. Aiden Phillips now at second. And Dylan Anderson on an infield single will go to first base. Gaithersburg has now taken the lead after being down 7-2. They now lead the T-Bolts 8-7. Bases still loaded with still 1 out. It was going to be tough for a double play anyway, but with the middle infielders pinched up the middle and double play depth, it was near impossible. And Vazo leapt and it kicked off his glove into shallow left. First pitch to Trolio was a called strike.
Well, the good thing about the difference between today and last night is when they lost the lead, it was a walk-off. But now when they lose the lead, there's still plenty of time for a comeback. So obviously not ideal for the Thunderbolts, but nevertheless, still a chance.
Look at you looking at the silver lining. We appreciate that. Putting things in perspective. Yeah, you're certainly right. Just in the top of the 6th here, Gaithersburg has come all the way back. They've scored 7 runs in the last 3 innings, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, now 4 here in the 6th.
Well, based off how great the bats have been, you got to be optimistic.
This one's driven out to center. It's going to hang up for Sturdivant. Cobb tags. Sturdivant makes the grab. Throw to the plate is a good one, but not in time. And it kicks away from Schmelzer. Schmelzer trying to deke him out, and now it might be another run. Aiden Phillips coming to the plate. The play at the plate is not in time.
Oh, man.
It's a 2-run sacrifice fly from Dom Trolio. It probably should have been just one. The play at home was a lot closer than I thought it would have been. Sturdivant with a heck of a throw that gets there on one hop. Schmelzer tried to deke out the runner Cobb, where he didn't get him the slide and then stood in one place, but the ball was actually there the whole time. But in the process, he couldn't field it cleanly and heads up base running by Aiden Phillips to come home and score the 10th run for Gaithersburg and their 6th of the inning.
Seemed like Schmelzer was surprised that the ball got there so quickly, and then by the time he had it, he's like, wait, I might be able to tag him out. And then he lost it from there.
First pitch to Turnip Seed is a ball low.
I mean, what a throw by Sturdivant. That's his second big throw of the game. To even put that as an opportunity to get him out was unbelievable, but can't have that second run come in off the lost ball there.
1-0 pitch, misses outside. Lee Turnipseed led off this inning. Walked to start off what has been a 6-run rally for Gaithersburg. Two-0 pitch. Called strike. Runner on third base is Dylan Anderson, who goes first to third after that haywire sacrifice fly. A couple of plays where the Thunderbolts just try to get too aggressive on the defensive end. You think about that play, and you think back in the 5th inning, I believe, where Cutney threw it to third to try and pick off a runner there, and then it was thrown away, and then another run scored. And these are just things that will be cleaned up as the season goes on, but at the moment they really sting for a couple of games in their season where the T-Bolts have blown big leads.
Absolutely. I mean, how close could they have been to 1-0? And
there's some more runs. Back up the box from Turnip Seed, and Anderson will come home and score easily. A hot shot right back up the middle from the second baseman. And still with 2 outs, the Gaithersburg Giants plate their 7th run of the 6th inning.
well, Turnip Seed planted one there and interrupted my thought, but very easily could be 1-0 are the Thunderbolts, and now if they end up losing this one, could be talking about the fact that they could have gone 2-0 to start the first 2 games, but nevertheless, the score is what it is. And, you know, you don't do if, buts, or maybes, you do absolutes. The facts don't care.
Pretty good reference there. 0-1 the count against Freddie Diaz, who will step to the plate for the 2nd time in the inning. He singled to right field earlier on in the 6th. There are 2 outs now. Runner on first is Lee Turnipseed, and it's an 11-7. Gaithersburg Giants lead. Pestella will throw over. It's been a combo effort of Josh Erd, who started out this inning for the T-Bolts, and now Pestella. Pestella hasn't even pitched terribly, I would say. He just gave up that hard line drive from Turnipseed, but that's really the only hard contact that he surrendered. Got the huge strikeout of Sternid, but came in a tough spot, and then a couple of pitches that got away from him.
I'd have to agree with you. I think he's holding his own. But, you know, at some point the bleeding's got to stop in this inning. 7 runs so far. Just need one more out. No longer have anyone in scoring position. Got to get a guy out now.
2-1 pitch is fouled over our heads. Apologize again for the camera quality. Hopefully it'll be resolved later on this season, but for now, unfortunately, this is the quality that we have. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, though, on this Wednesday night, as the T-Bolts have seen their 5-run lead evaporate into a 4-run deficit. 2-2 is grounded on the left side, and it's going to roll foul towards Gaithersburg's dugout. That's the nature of this league, isn't it? The Cal Ripken League leads can fluctuate, especially when you've got all this good talent at the plate. But you blink and then there's a touchdown on the board in the 6th. Fouled away again.
I think the league definitely favors the batters. Lots of high-scoring games in this league, and we've certainly seen 2 high-scoring games so far. I mean, 11-7 with the game, still plenty to go, and last night 12-11, 23 combined runs. So very interesting ball games. If you like defense, this isn't for you.
2-2 to Diaz, misses outside. It's a pitch that could have gone either way. Home plate umpire David Turbide has given it sometimes tonight, but did not give it there. Full count pitch. Run around first base. Postella with 2 outs, trying to get out of this lengthy 6th inning. Here it is. Grounded to short. Vazo, it eats him up. Gets past his glove. It takes a tough hop off of the infield lip. And Turnipseed goes first to third. Freddie Diaz with a hard hit ball will probably be credited with a single there and will get to first.
Yeah, Vazo's had some tough plays to make this inning. First one came off his glove. Second one, again, he had it, but it was scorching off the bat. You can't really be too upset at him for that play, but that's just another unfortunate situation for the Thunderbolts to not be able to get out of the inning. And now you got a guy in third and a guy in first.
9-hitter Bennett Siegel back up. He walked earlier in this inning. It's shown 7 runs across the plate for the Gaithersburg Giants. 2 outs, runners in the corners. First pitch from Postella is a called strike. Another game has gone final on the schedule tonight in the Cal Ripken League. Only Crop Dusters have taken down the Bethesda Big Train 13-7. Bethesda's dealt their first loss of the season, and the Big Train uncharacteristically surrender a combined 24 runs in their first 2 games. They're now 1-1, so is Olney, who beats the Big Train by 6.
Wow. I mean, that stat just now about the Big Train, if you would have told me they would have given up, that just goes to show anything can happen in this league.
1-1 count against Siegel. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch is fouled off the mid of Schmelzer. As we mentioned earlier, the final score, Senators have taken down the South County Braves 7-3. And now in the bottom of the 7th, Alexandria is up comfortably over the DC Grays 15-4. And then we've got our game here, which was 7-2 Thunderbolts, and now is 11-7 Gaithersburg. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. It's in the dirt, but Schmelzer applies the tag and brings this 6th inning finally to its end. Gaithersburg brings across 7. They lead it by 4, heading to the bottom half of the 6th on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network.
Parkway Deli. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring has been dishing up deli classics since 1963. The Parkway Deli is a family business, and their family loves to bring great food and service to yours. The Parkway Deli is open 7 days a week, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Silver Spring Jewelers. Silver Spring Jewelry is the Washington area's only complete jewelry store with a staff of 13 jewelry associates and 8 goldsmiths. Now in 3 locations in Takoma Park, White Oak, and Silver Spring. Family owned and operated since 1971, specializing in diamonds, custom engagement, rings, repairs, engraving, and cash for gold. Go to silverspringjewelers.com for more information. Silver Spring Jewelry, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Bottom of the 6th now. Gaithersburg just put 7 on the board back in the top half of the 6th inning. They now lead Silver Spring 11-7 alongside Brian Alves on Peter Kelly. Appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight despite our camera quality, which we're working to fix and we'll hopefully have better by the next game. The 7 runs in the inning, well, it seems pretty bad, admittedly. it doesn't seem that bad until you realize that the pitcher for Gaithersburg has been absolutely shoving. Keen Hire just had a really good 5th inning for Gaithersburg, where he retired Silver Spring 1-2-3 for the only time tonight. Camacho's now down 0-2. Back in the 5th, Keen Hire got David Vazo to fly out to right, struck out Schmelzer swinging, and got Aiden Prell to ground out to short. He's now in an 0-2 advantage against Sam Camacho, who has walked both times.
Well, now in order to win this game, oh, got him.
Yep, strikeout swinging of Sam Camacho, the 2nd of the day for Keen Hire. It is the 6th of the day for the Gaithersburg Giants. They've got 1 in each inning, and there's 1 out in the 6th.
But yeah, now to win this game, the Thunderbolts need to match and even improve on what they did yesterday. But they had 17 hits that resulted in 11 runs. But now the Gaithersburg Giants sitting at 11 runs. So going to have to match a really good hitting performance from yesterday to get the win.
First pitch to Jack Capo is the ball outside. 1-0, bottom of the 6th, nobody on base for a Silver Spring team that was up 5 after their 3-run 4th inning and now trail it by 4. 1-0 from Hire is cut on and missed for Jack Capo, who was a strikeout victim back in the 4th. Struck out swinging against Austin Christ, and he also walked back in the 2nd against the Gaithersburg starter, Billy Newman. 1-1 count with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Change up that flutters outside. $11 runs for Gaithersburg, 7 for the Thunderbolts. Among these two teams, just 9 hits in the official scorebook. That's combined. That's not for either team.
That is something.
Pitch is called a strike there. Thunderbolts in particular, 7 runs on just 2 hits, which almost seems unfathomable. A couple of hard hit balls that were, I guess, scored as errors. Called strike 3 against Capo, and now Hire's in business. He struck out 3 in his inning of 2/3 of work, and both of them in the 6th inning. Top of the order now, Acosta's up. But this Silver Spring team really desperately in need of something. It would be improbable for it to come with the bases empty and 2 outs, but Coach Brock Hunter and this team would take any spark of momentum that they can get.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, Keen Hire, the Richmond Spider, is webbing up these batters right now. He's really dealing.
Had a couple of good puns tonight.
Trying my hardest.
I've been appreciating it.
Trying out some new stuff.
It's good. You're sounding good. We appreciate everyone tuning in with us, despite our poor camera quality. Ball outside to Acosta, who has walked twice in his 3 plate appearances. Also has an RBI sacrifice fly to right back in the 2nd inning. Hire comes set. Dealing from the stretch out of the bullpen. And the 1-0 pitch to Acosta hits him.
Oof.
Square on the back. Did it? Okay, guess not.
Wow, I thought for sure he got hit. But, you know, he stepped back in like he didn't get hit, so.
Well, my bad.
I'll believe him.
2-0 count. Ball inside to Acosta, who's now got a hitter's count. That one almost hit him too. That one would have hurt more because it was a fastball, but it misses indoors.
Fastball in a scary location as well.
3 balls, no strikes against Jonathan Acosta, the leadoff hitter for the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts out of the University of North Florida. Pitch from Hire. Called strike. Here's the 3-1. Another called strike. 2 outs. Bases are empty. Acosta's at the plate in a full count.
Well, he had those 2 pitches that almost hit him right at him, and then now throwing him away from him right on the corner of that strike zone. Now it's full count.
Here's Hire's payoff. Fastball just outside. Acosta walks for the third time tonight. He'll reach first with 2 outs, and it'll bring up Caleb Sturdivant. Well, if anyone has a chance to bring the Thunderbolts back into this game, it's this man right here. Sturdivant, a couple of walks and a titanic double back in the second inning. One of his 3 extra base hits on the season so far in just his second game. Sturdivant swinging some hot wood. He's still got a couple of batters away from the tying run being anywhere in the vicinity, but he can get the Thunderbolts some momentum. He drills it out to center. Anderson's in a dead sprint back. He's not getting there. It one hops off the base of the wall. Sturdivant's flying around second. Acosta's heading home. Sturdivant in third. This man is on fire. 11-8 now. Caleb Sturdivant, 4 extra base hits in 8 at-bats. That one a triple to add on to his pair of doubles and a bomb.
My goodness. Seems like he's playing Road to the Show right now on rookie difficulty. This guy is so hard to get out at the moment. He's scorching from heat, and that was a stand-up triple.
Well, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen very often.
I guess with how deep this ballpark is, if it's not going to be a home run, at least you have the opportunity to triple more than usual, but unbelievable stuff.
Boy, that ball was mashed. It's a shame we're not still at Shirley Povich, because that one would have been way out of here.
Absolutely. Would have been his second homer of the season in 2 games.
Yeah, the field here at Montgomery Blair is not kind to hitters that hit it up the middle. 403 feet to dead center, one of the deepest center fields in the state of Maryland. 0-1 count against Griffin Puval, who fouls it back. Puval has struck out 3 times tonight. His most recent time up came in the 4th.
Now would be the best time for him to get going. Could get an RBI and make this a very interesting rest of the game. Could get it to 11-9.
0-2, 2 outs. Runner on third is Sturdivant. Pitch to Puval, called strike 3. Unfortunately, it has not been Griffin Puval's night. Thunderbolts get one back. They now trail it by 3. And we'll take it to the 7th inning now. Gaithersburg in front of Silver Spring, 11-8.
Sky Point Federal Credit Union. Sky Point Federal Credit Union, they make banking simple. Sky Point believes banking should be easy to understand, personalized, and focus on making the community a better place. Whether opening your first account or planning for your future, Sky Point has the financial tools to help you hit it out of the park. Sky Point Federal Credit Union, they make banking simple. Visit Sky Point's branch in Silver Spring. More at skypointfcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender. Ben Norkin Architecture. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park, Maryland, helps people turn their dreams into their new forever home. Whether it's renovation, addition, or a new home, Ben will assist you in picking colors and finishes. He'll explain building codes, zoning requirements, and materials that stress energy efficiency. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Ave in Takoma Park, Maryland, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
And we're right back with you here in the top of the 7th inning. Gaithersburg Giants lead the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts by a score of 11-8. Alongside Brian Alves, my name is Peter Kelly. And for the both of us and everyone up here in our press box, we're so grateful that you're joining us here on this Wednesday night. It started off really well for the Thunderbolts, and then it has gone pretty downhill, I would say. 10 runs over the last 3 innings for Gaithersburg, turning a 7-2 Thunderbolt lead into an 11-8 Gaithersburg lead. Franco Pastella's back out there. Gaithersburg batted around and then some back in the 6th inning, an inning where they scored 7 runs.
Well, and Peter, we talked about the errors being an issue last night. They had 6 last night and already have 4 tonight, so definitely still something they're going to have to improve on as this team gets chemistry. But I think I just need to see more from everyone as a combined total doing their part, whether it's staying on the bag, making a good play, or the pitcher trying his best to not throw it behind his catcher. But overall, it's something they're going to fix and work on.
Early 3-1 count from Franco Pastella against the hitter Cole McKenna, who is the very top of the Gaithersburg order. 1, 2, 3 due up. Pastella has recorded 3 outs so far. Only 1 earned run against him, 2 strikeouts and a walk. That's pretty good numbers, but he was put in a tough situation, so it looked a lot worse in his debut last inning. He walks Cole McKenna on 5 pitches. It's the 3rd time McKenna has reached via the free pass. It's his 2nd walk of the day. Drew Cobb now. He walked and scored back in the 6th inning. That was a marathon for both teams. Walked and scored was something that a fair amount of Giants did, as the T-Bolts pitching just lost command for about a 20-minute window. A 1 count. It's a 3-run lead for Gaithersburg that was trimmed in from 4 runs after Sturdivant's RBI triple back in the bottom half of the 6th. Ball outside. Cobb today, 1 for 3 with a walk. Doubled to left field back in the 5th inning. There goes McKenna, pitches a ball. Throw down by Schmelzer is a good one right on the bag, but it's not in time.
As you said, a great throw, but wasn't able to get him. Very quick to the second base to steal it.
Just a straight steal there with Gaithersburg up 3. They're searching for some insurance, and they get their leadoff man, Cole McKenna, to swipe a free 90. And it skips away from Kai Schmelzer, and McKenna's getting to get another one. Slider in the dirt that's really tough to block, especially coming from the arm slot that Pastella chucks it in from. And that time Schmelzer, who has done so well tonight with blocking, couldn't keep that one in his realm. And McKenna has gone from 1st to 3rd on 2 straight pitches. Infield for the T-Bolts is now pinched in. 3-1 the count against Drew Cobb. Here's the pitch. It's a big swing and a miss. There's probably some contingents in the Gaithersburg dugout that are a little bit tired of walking as much as they have. So Drew Cobb swinging away there on the 3-1.
You might be right.
3-2. Hits him. One of the more painful ways to get to first, especially in a 3-ball count. Drew Cobb will make his way to first. It'll put runners in the corners now. Aiden Phillips will come up for the 5th time today. He has been on base 3 times, a couple of walks and a hit by pitch, and he flew out to center back in the 3rd inning. Almost at 3 hours gone in this game. We're at 2 hours 45. Still in the top of the 7th. At minimum, we've got 2.5 innings left. Runners in the corners. First pitch to Phillips is a called strike. Cobb not going for the moment. A 1 count against Aiden Phillips, the first baseman from Jacksonville University. Although he recently announced his commitment to transfer to Northwest Florida State College, a prominent junior college down in, well, I presume Northwest Florida, but a really elite institution. Florida junior colleges are pretty good at baseball.
Congratulations to him.
He will continue his career there. He did a lot of pitching this year, as we mentioned earlier on. There goes Cobb. It's flicked the other way. It's a perfect hit and run for Gaithersburg. Cobb's going to go 1st to 3rd. Scoring easily is McKenna, and Phillips is going to hold up at 1st. Can't draw it up any better than that. Cobb goes from 1st, and exactly like you teach him to do, Aiden Phillips flips it right behind him into the hole where nobody was, and it gets it down in right field for a 12-8 Gaithersburg lead.
Well, they cut in the lead by 1 and immediately
Gaithersburg takes it right back, and they're threatening even more here. Still no outs.
Still nobody out. Runners on the corners now. It'll induce a mound visit for the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
As you mentioned earlier, the hits in this game, a mystery. 8 hits for Gaithersburg for 12 runs, and even crazier, the Thunderbolts, they picked up 1 hit last inning, but still a 3 hits to 8 runs ratio. Pretty crazy stuff. Lots of walks in this game.
Early in the season, the bats and the free passes, there's certainly 1 out across the Ripken League. We mentioned earlier, Olney takes down Bethesda 13-7. That one went final about 45 minutes ago. Now, a couple minutes ago, Alexandria beats the DC Grays 16-4. And obviously here we've got a 12-8 ball game, 20 combined runs so far. T-Bolts have surrendered 12 runs in their first 2 games. First pitch to Ryan Stern is fouled off. You can take a look at the scores yesterday, too. Obviously, the game with the Thunderbolts was the big one, 12-11 Bethesda win. Alexandria puts up 9 in a win over the South County Braves. Gaithersburg scoring 8 as a win over the Crop Dusters, and DC Grays also putting up 8 as they took down the Senators. The fewest number of runs in a win so far in the very early 2026 Cal Ripken League season is 7 from the South County Senators, or Southern Maryland Senators, against the South County Braves. Final score of 7-3, and that trend will continue here because the winner will have at least 12 runs in this contest.
Well, I expect that probably almost every single day in this league.
The 1-1, high and out. Alexandria now the lone team at 2-0. They're in the South Division, so the T-Bolts will face off with them 4 times, twice at home and twice on the road at Frank Mann Field. South County Braves, the only team at 0-2. 2-1 pitch from Postella. Ball high across the shoulders of the hitter Ryan Sternett. He struck out back in the 6th, one of 3 outs and a couple of strikeouts that Postella recorded. Three-one pitch to Sternett. Slider that lands in there for a called strike. Sternett on the day. He is 1 for 3 with a walk. Single to center back in the 2nd. Came around to score the first run of the day for Gaithersburg. 3-2. Phillips goes. Pitch is a ball. Bases are loaded now with nobody out. And it's an all too familiar theme for the Thunderbolts in this game.
He's going to stay out there. Still no outs. He's going to have to work through this one with the help of his teammates and find a way to stop the bleeding, because eight runs continuing on in these 2 innings. Going to have to find a way to get through it.
12-8 score. Bases loaded, nobody out. Dylan Anderson steps up, the center fielder, singled to shortstop and came around to score in that marathon 6th. First pitch to Anderson is a called strike. Taking again the place of Ryan Sternett at first is Miguel Leon, courtesy runner tonight, on base for the 3rd time. Well, this is not relevant really because Leon is not hitting tonight, but he played last night against the only Crop Dusters and went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. One hopper towards second. Acosta goes to a slide. His only play is at first, and he makes it. It was weakly hit, and Acosta didn't field it cleanly first try, so we can only get the 1 out. It does mean Drew Cobb will come around and score the 13th run for the Giants. It's now back to a 5-run lead, largest it's been tonight for Gaithersburg. We apologize once more for the camera feed being as weak quality as it is, but we're grateful for each and every one of you kicking it with us on this Wednesday night home opener for the T-Bolts that has, I guess, been everything and more. It's certainly been all the time and more. 1-0 pitch is downstairs, or the 0-0 pitch is downstairs.
Oh, for the 2nd consecutive day, the combined score of runs has reached over 20. So if you like high-scoring baseball, the Thunderbolts and their opponents will bring that.
1-0 pitch, called strike. Pastella just trying to carry the brunt of this load right now. Yeah, they still haven't figured out how to get the pitcher to score runs in baseball. They're still trying to crack that one. So Pastella can't really bring his team closer, but he can keep the lead where it is. Line drive to left. This won't do it. It chases Capo back. He makes a nice catch on the run, but Phillips will tag from third and score. Hit really hard by Dominic Trolio, the third baseman from Seton Hall. He chases Capo back. He makes a nice grab, but it's the 14th run for Gaithersburg, and it's now a 6-run lead. 2 outs now.
And Pastella's over 50 pitches, and like you said, he's just dealing with all of the runners in between. Now, at this point, you already are going to have to score a lot of runs to get back into it, so let him work through it. He's now got the lefty-lefty matchup. See if he's able to end this inning. But 3 runs in the inning, 7 runs previously for the Giants, 10 total in 2 innings.
First pitch from Pastella to Turnip Seed is a called strike. Can you think of any better names than Lee Turnip Seed?
I tried earlier, and I couldn't really come up with anything. There's definitely a lot of puns I could come up with that one. I tried one earlier.
I heard you. You said you planted one up the middle when he singled back to center just last inning in the 6th.
Yeah.
I was impressed with that.
Well, I love the first name to the last name, Lee Turnip Seed. It's definitely an elite name.
You don't see kids named Lee anymore.
Yeah, it's rare.
We appreciate Lee Turnip Seed. Called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs, and Pastella a pitch away from getting out of this inning. 6-run Gaithersburg lead, runner on second. Giants still looking for more. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. In a lefty-lefty matchup, Pastella trying to finish things. Here's the pitch. Downstairs. Two balls, 2 strikes. Turnip Seed has reached in his last 3 trips to the plate, including that single as one of his 2 plate appearances in the 6th inning. Fly ball to left. Capo started out, now goes in and charging in, makes the catch in a full sprint. 3 outs gone in the top of the 7th. Gaithersburg brings in 3 more. They lead it 14-8 on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network.
AFI Silver Theater. The AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center in downtown Silver Spring presents the best in American and world cinema. They show classic American mysteries from the black and white era, as well as the most modern digital content from around the world. The AFI Silver Theater also features filmmaker interviews, panel discussions, musical performances, and more. The AFI Silver Theater at 8633 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Koa Sports in Gaithersburg, Maryland is committed to shaping kids' lives through sports. Koa Sports aims to develop each child to their full potential as an athlete and as a person. They also help your student-athlete in the classroom, on the playing field, and everywhere in between. Learn more about Koa Sports at koasports.org. Koa Sports is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Hi everyone, it's me again here in the bottom of the 7th. 14-8, Gaithersburg leads the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. I'm Peter Kelly, to be joined shortly by Brian Alves, who had to step out for a second. But we're grateful that you've joined the live stream with us, and we again apologize for the camera quality. It has been a pain for us to try to tweak it as much as possible. We will hopefully have a solution in the coming games. Nolan Cudney now for Silver Spring. 4-5-6 due on for the Thunderbolts. Cudney singled to right field back in the 4th. Also lined out to second and flew out to left. Both hard hit balls. 0-1 pitch. Grounded softly left side. Charging in at third is Trolio. Picks it up on the run. Fires to first. And it's in time. Some quality defense from Dominic Trolio over at the hot corner on a softly hit ball. And Cutney once again is the victim of some pretty good Gaithersburg defense for the first down. David Vasso will stand in. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of flyouts to right. 1 out now, bottom of the 7th inning. Keen Heyer back out there for Gaithersburg. He's been mighty impressive out of the Giants bullpen. Ball downstairs to Vazo. Keen Heyer is working on 2 1/3 innings of just 1-run baseball. Has 4 strikeouts to his name against just 1 walk. 1-0 pitch. Popped up. On the infield, right around the pitcher's mound. Heyer calls it, now he's getting out of the way. And he yields to the first baseman, Aiden Phillips, for the 2nd out. Couple of quick ones here in the bottom of the 7th. We're now over, or not quite, but right around 3 hours in this one. Kai Schmelzer stepping up. Schmelzer will go to Gulf Coast State in the fall. Will go back there, I should say, because he has already been there. Ball outside. Aiden Prell on deck. Designated hitter from Dickinson. 1-0 pitch is grounded softly towards the left side. It's Trolio again. 5-3 once more. And the T-Bolts go 1-2-3. Keen Heyer has only allowed 2 base runners and 1 run, but otherwise he's been pretty flawless. We head to the 8th inning. 6-run Gaithersburg lead here on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network. We welcome you back to Montgomery Blair, where the Gaithersburg Giants lead the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts by a score of 14-8. Welcome in, everyone, in the 8th inning. I'm Peter Kelly. He's Brian Alves. It's a new pitcher for the T-Bolts. Wade Hartrick, for the first time this year, will take the mound for Silver Spring. At the University of Chicago this spring, he threw 7 1/3 innings over 11 appearances, pitched to a 9.82 ERA. A lot of those runs came in just 1 appearance at Pomona Pitzer on February 28th. Hartrick now in. He will stand in and face off against 8-9-1. Freddie Diaz will be the first up shortstop from Davidson, DHing tonight. First pitch to Diaz, hits him.
Ouch.
Ouch indeed. Fastball rides in on the shoulder of Diaz. And it's another leadoff base runner for the Gaithersburg Giants. That is their... They've had a leadoff base runner every inning except the first inning. That's tough to work around, isn't it, when you're a Thunderbolts pitcher, and sometimes it's been the walk or the hit by pitch, but a lot of times it's been hard contact, and it's something to get used to. The hitting in this league is very good, and these teams are very good. But Hardrick's going to have to go to work here. It helps to be a ground ball pitcher, too, because then you have the benefit of double play. Well, big jump from Diaz. He gets in the second with zero problem.
Yeah, not a chance of doing anything with him there. Wow.
Yeah, Hardrick forgot to hold on Freddie Diaz, unfortunately. And so Diaz will get to second. Probably going to keep more of an eye on him now. Top of the eighth, 14-8. Gaithersburg Giants lead the T-Bolts. Bennett Siegel, the batter, after the hit by pitch to Freddie Diaz. First pitch from Hardrick is a slider outside.
Good hold there by Schmelzer.
1-1 the count. Well, yeah, it's 1-1. Starting to lose my head a little bit. Now 3 hours in. First pitch was 7:02. It's 10:04. And we have loved every second here at Montgomery Blair. The left-handed hitting Bennett Siegel is the left fielder tonight from Old Dominion. And we get a pitch clock violation because the game has said everything else. Let's just add the cherry on top, and so it'll be a ball, I believe, for Wade Hardrick. And I don't see that every day, especially in the Cal Ripken League when there is no pitch clock, or not a visible one anywhere. The umpires keep track. Another huge jump from Diaz, and he does it again.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, he took off way before he threw the pitch, and no one let him know, hey, this guy's heading to third. Needs some communication there.
So the count's 2-2. Honestly, in a 14-8 game, that's probably better than doing a late pickoff and potentially throwing it away.
True.
Might be better to just lock back in and try to find the zone with your pitch instead of being bothered by the world around you. I don't know, I'm just spitballing. 2-2. Ball high.
That's great perspective. Don't worry about the world around you. Just do what you can control.
Control what you can control. That's what my high school coach used to say. It's a lot of power in those 4 words. Full count, nobody out. Runner on third. In a 6-run Gaithersburg lead. Pitch is inside, gets to the backstop. There's ball 4. Freddie Diaz will score the 15th run for the Giants.
Wow. I mean, Freddie Diaz just showed everybody what it looks like to be fast. He went around all the bases with no challenge, basically on any base he took. Unbelievable.
Freddie Diaz, a speed demon. At Davidson this year, he stole 8 bases in 10 tries. And he steals 2 on that trip around. Burns his way from first to home in a matter of 6 pitches. Bennett Siegel's on first now after his walk. It's the top of the order in Cole McKenna. First pitch to him is outside. We apologize once more for the camera quality. Hopefully it will be alleviated for the upcoming games in this year. T-Bolts will be back in action on Friday night down at Tollwood Field in D.C., where they would take on the D.C. Grays. Grays are 1-1 on the year. Won their first matchup, but just dropped a 12-run game against the Alexandria Aces. Another pitch clock violation. I'm glad that in the 8th inning we've really started to keep track of that one, because that will get us out of here quickly.
Yeah,
15-8 the score.
I think pitchers been taking their time a little too long today, and they're starting to enforce it now if they weren't before.
So a pitch hits him again. Well, I'm probably going to have to start counting through the hit by pitches from T-Bolt pitching today. Back to the pitch clock thing, it probably is more time costing to stop the game for a pitch clock violation, then just let him pitch. But I don't know. Who am I to talk?
No, fair enough.
That's just my 2 cents. Two aboard, nobody out. First pitch to Drew Cobb is a strike.
There you go.
A 1 count against Cobb. At the plate for the 6th time today. Fouls it back, and the count's 0-2. Hit by pitches in this game. I'm just going to count them up quickly. 1, 2 from Hartrick. Then we had 1 last inning. That's 3. 1 in the 6th. That's 4. 5. So not as many as I thought, I guess. So that kind of went nowhere. But 5 hit by pitches.
Still a lot.
Combined with all the walks, too.
Yeah. It's done its damage.
High and out. Hartrick certainly pumping in some fuel. Has had a little bit of trouble finding the zone. He's going hit by pitch, walk, hit by pitch in his outing. But he's pumping in some gasoline. That's a positive. He attended IMG Academy down in Bradenton. Swing and a miss. Goes 92 at the shoulders and then drops a slider in there beautifully. Dives under the bat of Drew Cobb, and there's the much-needed first out of the 8th inning.
Well, Peter, gasoline is a very rare thing right now, so you need the gasoline to punch by the hitters. But, again, you said earlier, until a pitcher knows how to contribute to putting runs on the scoreboard as well, not much else he can do other than just prevent them.
Yeah, they're still trying to solve that one. Hartrick, probably as close as you can get because he will two-way this year for the T-Bolts. Played a little bit of first base and can also catch.
Yeah, I bet Shohei Ohtani solved that issue.
Sinker rides in. The appeal on the first does not go the T-Bolts' way. 2-0 the count. It's been a wild one here in Montgomery Blair. If you jump in my time machine back to the bottom of the 4th, the T-Bolts had just scored 3 runs and led it 7-2. Poked found on the first base side. Since then, the Gaithersburg Giants have outscored the Thunderbolts 13-1 over the last 3.5 innings, which is, I wouldn't say an ideal recipe for success.
Mm-hmm.
It's still very early season, obviously, and just early reps for a lot of these pitchers and these defenders that will only be cleaned up with time.
Absolutely, and we saw some moments from some guys like Jacob Seek, I think, had a pretty good starting outing. Let up 1 run in his outing in, I believe, 3 innings. We saw some good stuff from him. And then the bats were moving early. Like you said, 7 runs to start off, but just got to figure out a way for the rest of the guys to get involved defensively.
2-2 is a ball 3. Aiden Phillips, the hitter, at the plate for the 6th time in this game. He has reached base in 4 of his previous 5. Flew out to center back in the 3rd. That was the lone out he's recorded today. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Pitch from Hartrick is cut on and missed. Back-to-back Ks for Wade Hartrick, and there's 2 gone in the 8th.
And there's the gas again. Blew it right past him. That was an impressive strikeout with full count.
First pitch to Sternin, look out, gets to the backstop, and the runners will coast into the bases in front of them. That'll put Drew Cobb over at second base. Or who will put? It'll put Bennett Siegel at 3rd and Cole McKenna at 2nd because Drew Cobb is struck out. 1-0 count. The hitter, Ryan Sternin, bats for the 6th time today. Walked back in the 7th and struck out looking in the 6th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd now with 2 outs. Just 1 run in the inning for Gaithersburg. Pitch from Hartrick's fouled back.
Yeah, just one. compared to the previous 2 innings with 3 and 7. Combined 11 in those 3. Still pending here if he's able to get one through here for a hit.
1-1 is waved on and miss. Hartrick a pitch away. 7-run Gaithersburg lead in the top of the 8th inning.
It's a rare, excuse me.
Go for it, yeah.
I was going to say it's a rare swing and miss from Sternat, the way he's been swinging it.
Started swinging a hot bat. Look out.
Woo.
It's been all or nothing by Wade Hartrick, and what I mean by that is it's been very inside or a really good pitch. Looking for the really good pitch here with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. Hartrick's ready. Here's his stretch delivery. Fastball rides inside. Count full with runners on second and third. T-Bolt's trying to avoid dropping to 0-2 on the year. Gaithersburg looking to advance to 2-0. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hartrick against Sternat. Pitch. Laced into right field, and it's going to get in front of Puvel for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second. McKenna's in standing. Ryan Sternat with a 2 RBI single to right. And it's now 17-8. Gaithersburg piling it on in Montgomery County.
This guy Ryan Sternat is legit. I mean, if I was impressed with the stat line yesterday, but equally impressive today. He's going to be a problem in this league and potentially an all-league player. I've been very, very impressed with him so far. Probably the player of the game so far for them.
Still 2 outs. The hitter Dylan Anderson up. 2 for 5 on the day. Anderson takes inside, has to scoot out of the way. You mentioned all league, and obviously we're not thinking about teams for that yet because it's game 2, but looking back at the all league from last year, Thunderbolts had a couple. On the first team was Josh Domaraki from Frostburg State. He was almost a godsend to that team and one of the best pitchers in the league. There goes Miguel Leon, the courtesy runner, because why not? Appreciate that from Miggy. Taking off for second in a 17-8 ball game. As I mentioned, Leon really struggled last night against the only crop dusters, 0 for 5 with 5 Ks. I looked that up, and the golden sombrero is 4 strikeouts in a game. I guess 5 strikeouts is the platinum sombrero, or if you've heard this one before, it's called the Olympic rings.
Wow.
Coined by former Orioles pitcher Bill Schaefer. So
that's good.
Whatever you want to call it, Leon did not have the greatest game last night, but he certainly made an impact today on the base paths as a courtesy runner for the catcher Ryan Sternat. Anderson goes all the way around, and the count's 2-2 with 2 outs.
Well, everyone plays their role, and he's played his role tonight. Couldn't really help out too much, but didn't need to. Apparently, they won the game last night, and now he's doing his part to try to help his team win tonight. They're up 17-8.
2-2, 2 outs. Hartrick looking for a strikeout, and he gets it.
Ooh.
Punches out Dylan Anderson, and there's out number 3 in the top of the 8th. Heading to the bottom half, Thunderbolts chasing 9 on the T-Bolts Baseball Network.
Parkview Capital. Parkview Capital believes your financial strategy should reflect more than numbers. It should reflect you. As a trusted investment advisory firm, Parkview Capital partners with individuals and families to build and protect wealth. Parkview Capital personalizes strategies rooted in your values and long-term goals. Whether you're growing your portfolio or preserving a legacy, Parkview Capital crafts a clear, customized path to your financial future, one that evolves with you. Parkview Capital, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Finn Family Group. Dan Metcalf has long been a supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Now he's at a new location, the Finn Family Group of Perennial Real Estate. If you want to find that perfect home in the perfect community, the Finn Family Group is for you. The Finn Family Group believes in community, and they bring that sense of community when working with clients to find homes in the Silver Spring-Takoma Park area. Call them today at 301-450-6999. The Finn Family Group, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the 8th inning, Gaithersburg in front of Silver Spring comfortably, 17-8 your score. T-Bolts just trying to get something going, and they'll face off against the new pitcher, Sean Williams, will take the mound. Williams, a local product, attended Severna Park High School, class of 2024, played at Penn State for a year, and then went to Gaston College. First pitch to Aiden Prell is a strike. Williams in high school had an electric fastball that would get up towards 92, 93, maybe even touch a 94. Part of a very good Severna Park team and a very good Severna Park program that has produced such players as San Diego Padres' Jackson Merrill, who was a first-round pick back in 21, I believe. Prell goes around. Counts 0-2. Nobody out. We apologize again for the camera situation. Obviously, you can see what the issue is, and hopefully we can get that fixed for you sooner rather than later. 0-2 count against Aiden Prell, the 7-hitter. And the pitch is a ball high. Prell will hit for just the 4th time today, which is a fair amount, but when you look at Gaithersburg, they've got guys hitting for the 6th time today. Prell is 0 for 3, searching for his first hit as a T-ball.
That certainly tells a story.
1-2 fouled into the mitt of Sternett, and there's out number 1. Boy, with how this game started out, it was all T-Bolts because Jacob Seek had a really good start, and on the flip side, Billy Newman for the Gaithersburg Giants did not. He walked a ton, and he led across 4 runs, and then right after him, Austin Chris didn't have a great inning, allowed 3 in his lone inning of work. Since then, it's completely flipped. The T-Bolts bullpen has been the one walking in a lot more, and on the flip side, the relievers for Gaithersburg have been phenomenal. Keenhire just threw 3 innings of 1-run baseball. He was outstanding, and now it's Sean Williams who has thrown 4 straight strikes to start out his outing. Sam Camacho, the hitter. A 1 count against him. Second pitch from Williams is a half-hearted swing and a miss.
That's a tough one. That was never going to be hittable for him, but he had him fooled, and he went through on the swing, and now it's 0-2.
Camacho struck out back in the 6th inning, facing off against Keenhire. He walked in his previous 2 plate appearances. Still searching for his first Thunderbolt hit, although he has walked in 4 plate appearances. He'll get his 2nd strikeout of the day. Couple of Ks, couple of walks for Camacho. He'll sent down as Sean Williams starting to roll here.
Well, looking at the beginning of the game, 2 runs, 0 runs, and then 3 runs. But ever since then, for the Thunderbolts, it's been 0-1, 0-0. So, like Peter said, bullpen doing a fantastic job.
Tale of 2 halves in this game. 9-hitter Jack Capo's up and another check swing. Boy, the past couple guys have been really good. Keenhire threw 3 innings for the Giants. He was outstanding from the left side. And now Sean Williams here has only thrown 1 ball. The 0-1 pitch. There's another strike.
Well, if he gets this strikeout, that'd be 3 strikeouts in a row and 3 at-bats.
Lost the immaculate inning on the 2nd pitch of the inning. Threw a ball to Aiden Prell. Now he's got an 0-2 count, 2 outs. Pitch to Capo. Misses downstairs. One ball, 2 strikes. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Thunderbolts down 9 to the Giants. Here's the pitch. Inside. Almost hits Jack Capo, who has a couple of strikeouts tonight and also a walk, which came back in the 2nd. Thunderbolts went 1-2-3 in the 5th. Went 1-2-3 in the 7th. And the 2-2 pitch is high. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Williams trying to get out of the 8th. Capo trying to keep it alive. Pitch. Called strike 3.
Ooh.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night from Sean Williams. Strikes out the side in the bottom of the 8th, and we'll go to the 9th. Gaithersburg holding a comfortable 9-run lead.
Park Finn Family Group. Dan Metcalf has long been a supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Now he's at a new location, the Finn Family Group of Perennial Real Estate. If you want to find that perfect home for you in the perfect community, the Finn Family Group is for you. The Finn Family Group believes in community, and they bring that sense of community when working with clients to find homes in the Silver Spring-Takoma Park area. Call them today at 301-450-6999. The Finn Family Group, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Athletic House. Athletic House on 18952 Bonanza Way in Gaithersburg is a promotional product distributor making mugs, pens, and T-shirts for advertisers. The Athletic House can supply your company with every possible promotional product from 3,000 suppliers. With so many ad specialties available, Athletic House can help leave a lasting impression with your customers, and they will create long-lasting relationships with your clients. Athletic House, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts.
Back in the 9th. 8 down, and more likely than not, 1 to go. Wade Hartrick's back on the bump for the Thunderbolts for the 2nd straight inning. His 8th inning was a little bit shaky, surrendered 3, but did strike out the side. His first pitch to Dom Trolio is a called strike. 17-8 Giants. Well out in front of the Thunderbolts. In a game that the T-Bolts led 7-2, Gaithersburg has scored 15 of the last 16 runs. Swing and a miss, and Hartrick's up 0-2 against Dom Trolio, who bats for the 6th time in this game, has had sacrifice flies in his previous 2 plate appearances. Hartrick in a wide stance on the hill. Now winds, fires, outside. We appreciate everyone for sticking with us for as long as you have. Brian Alves alongside Peter Kelly. Brian, 1-2 misses downstairs. Hartrick is the 4th pitcher of the day for Silver Spring. 4th or 5th? 5th. 5th pitcher of the day for Silver Spring. There haven't been a lot of positives, I would say. But I think that the strikeout numbers have been at least a small positive as Trolio rips a pitch right through the right side. They're going to try to play at first, but Puval well overthrows Cutney, and it's going to allow Dom Trolio to get to second. Unfortunately, Puval just too aggressive there, and Trolio gets to second. But what have you liked about the pitching so far in this game for the Thunderbolts? Just try to search for the silver lining here. Obviously, 17 runs allowed is not ideal, but searching for the positives here, what have you seen?
Well, what I've seen and what I've liked is just the fact that all these guys are getting reps. They're getting reps. They're able to play. A lot of these guys, some of these guys weren't able to play too much for their college teams. So now playing some summer baseball, they're going to have to be relied upon throughout the whole season. And no matter how the outing goes, you're going to get better every single time you take the mound. And there's been some positives, and there's also been some negatives. But at the end of the day, a lot of these haven't been – it seems worse than it actually is, I'd say. I think the damage looks a lot worse than it actually is. So I think definitely some positives to take away. I think the scoreboard is a little harsh.
I don't disagree with you there. It doesn't feel like a 17-8 game. Like those are big numbers. Especially, I think that's just because of the lack of hard contact. I mean, there just haven't been that many hits in this game.
Right.
Walks don't really feel like the team's piling it on offensively. Gaithersburg just 10 hits in this game. That doesn't often contract to 17 runs. Silver Spring 8 runs on just 3 hits. 1-1, nobody out. Runner on second. Pitch from Hartrick. Fouled back. I mean, the walks have been unfortunate tonight for both teams, really. 10 combined for Gaithersburg pitching, 11 combined for Silver Spring pitching. But add that onto the 5 hit by pitches and gets a little bit worse. The 1-2 from Hartrick.
Ooh.
Seemed like it was in there, but the turnip seed is able to check his swing. Boy, I thought we were really digging deep in the barrel when we were talking about Lee Turnipseed's name back in the 7th inning. And we were saying
he's back around.
That is. I don't think I expected him to come up again, but here we are.
Here we are. Summer baseball.
Lee Turnipseed, the 2-2. Poked foul. All 9 starters in the Gaithersburg order, I guess this is some silver lining to Thunderbolts fans. All 9 starters in the Gaithersburg order have played or will play at the Division I level. There's a couple of guys that just wrapped up their year at D1 schools and are transferring. A couple of guys like Dylan Anderson that will play it for the first time in the spring or just graduated high school. But these are high-level talents from Gaithersburg Giants.
Absolutely.
And it's a very good team, obviously. And the walks and hit by pitches are one thing, but they've also put together 10 hits, and they've worked their counts. They've played good defense, and they've driven the ball into the gaps, which has been kind of the cherry on top. And a lot of these innings where it's been walk, 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 it's a slow burn, but the drives into the gaps are a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like fruitful. They're a lot more explosive for this Gaithersburg team, and they've gotten a couple of them.
No,
as we see
100%.
another walk there to Turnip Seed.
100%. And you got to give credit where it's due. Gaithersburg has just been taking advantage of all of the opportunities that they've had. They've been patient. They haven't forced anything. And when the opportunities have come, they've taken it. And they punished the Thunderbolts for the walks, the hit by pitches, the errors. And that's exactly what you need to do to win a baseball game. And it's good stuff from them. And it's a learning experience for the Thunderbolts.
We had Hartrick being subjected to a learning experience right now in this mound visit with runners on first and second and nobody out in the top of the 9th. The line score on the Calrocan League website, there's someone in the booth keeping track of it. If this is right, this is crazy. Silver Spring has thrown 108 balls in this game, not just 108 pitches, 108 balls against 107 strikes.
Wow.
And Gaithersburg hasn't been much better. I mean, they've thrown way less pitches, but only a strike percentage of about 52%. A good number for that is about 65. Popped straight up by Freddie Diaz. Middle of the infield, David Vazzo is under it, and he's got it. First out.
Now that really is an insane number. Reaching over 100 balls in one game.
Now batting for the Giants.
I mean, that really is a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Can't really sugarcoat that.
Yeah, I think something that I'd want to see going forward is just, although it could be dangerous, challenging hitters and throwing it over the plate, you rather that than throw a lot of balls and eventually they get to the base anyway, and just see what you can do. I think we could have seen a lot more challenges early on in the game, but it's a learning experience that we'll see, and the team will grow as they go along. But bearing anything crazy here, 0-2 seems to be the result that's coming up, and it's going to be a humbling moment for the Thunderbolts knowing that they could have very easily been 2-0.
A couple of games that just got away from him. Still got to finish this one out. I asked you about the silver lining of the pitching that you've seen. I think one that I've seen is that I don't think that the pitchers have lost the competition. I think that they are still bared down. The results be what they will, but just to say that Hartrick balks. It's the only thing we haven't had tonight is a balk, but
Add it to the list.
Add it to the list, yeah. I think the pitchers have been as locked in as they can in a game that has unfortunately gotten out of hand. But it's still a high-quality competition at the end of the day. It's hitters that want to hit, and it's pitchers that want to pitch. Grounder up the middle. Vazo on a couple hops. To Cudney, who cannot slap down the tag. Throw pulls him off the base. It's another run for Gaithersburg. Dom Trolio scores. It means Lee Turnipseed goes to third, and Bennett Siegel, the 9-hitter, now stands on first base.
Something very interesting would be if Lee Turnipseed gets home and eventually makes his way back up to bat again. That would be real perspective. But Thunderbolts just need 2 more outs, and they'll be moving on to the top of the 9th.
First pitch from Hartrick to Cole McKenna is low. Cole McKenna will hit for the 7th time tonight. He has walked twice. He has been hit twice. He struck out once, and he has grounded out to second. That means he's only 0 for 2, and I think if you told someone the leadoff hitter was 0 for 2, you might say, how short was the game? Well, got news for you. He's batted for the 7th time. Call it strike. Runners in the corners now.
Misleading when you first look at it.
Gaithersburg now with an 18-8 lead. 1-1 pitch from Hartrick is laced but foul. Down the third base side. Gaithersburg has no third base coach right now. They've mailed in that aspect of this game. They've got a coach at first, but no coach at third, and that's how they will be playing this game, I guess. You lead by 10, I guess you can afford that. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Well, Hartrick has now surrendered 4 runs in his outing, but he adds 4 strikeouts in just an inning and 2/3. The stuff is clearly there for Wade Hartrick.
100%.
Just as the stuff was there for Jacob Seek, and the stuff was there for a whole host of Thunderbolts pitchers in this game. And Hartrick, when he can harness that stuff, is very, very impressive. First pitch strike to Drew Cobb.
Yeah, there's some silver lining. You know, at this point of the game, you got to just keep playing. You got to keep throwing the pitches. You can't just give up because you're down 10. And it's good to see a Hartrick get a really nice strikeout right there and see if he can build off of it with 2 pitches in a row. Strikes now, 0-2 count.
Hartrick just 1 pitch away from escaping this 9th inning. Runners in the corners with 2 outs. Gaithersburg has 1 in the inning. 0-2. Ball high. Gaithersburg has probably 15 pitchers that are just sitting in their bullpen. They have used 4 by my count. 4 or 5. But in any case, that's a lot of pitchers that are getting pretty listless down there. 2-2 count. A lot of players for the Giants and as well for the Thunderbolts will be with host families this summer, which is always a great initiative. And we encourage anyone listening to help out teams in this league, ideally the Thunderbolts, but I guess if you have to do another team, go for it. But it's a great opportunity to get kids into a high-level league, and you get to live and meet with players throughout the season, and you get in free, at least for Thunderbolts games. You'll get in free to every game while you have a man as your host player. So we appreciate all those that have made that sacrifice, welcoming them into their home. There goes Siegel, and the pitch is hit up the middle and into center field. It's the 19th run of the game for Gaithersburg as Lee Turnipseed, comes home and scores. Siegel to third, and Drew Cobb on the first.
Well, the Gaithersburg Giants have felt pretty welcomed into the Thunderbolts home tonight at the plate. 19 total runs so far, on the verge of 20. And it's just unbelievable the amount of offensive work they've put in. Like we've said before, it's hard to really describe based off of all the walks and not as many hits as you would think, but they've really put together a really good offensive game at the plate.
First pitch to Aiden Phillips is a ball high. One of many Giants that have had a good offensive game at the plate. He's scored 3 runs. Everyone on Gaithersburg has scored a run tonight.
Whew.
2-0 the count. Two outs, runners in the corners. Wade Hartrick on the mound against Aiden Phillips, and Phillips rockets it back up the box. 20 on the board for Gaithersburg. And this inning just keeps extending for Wade Hartrick and the T-Bolts.
And they get to 20 runs. I mean, this is very interesting to think about. Just almost halfway into the game, they had 2 to 4 runs, and now gotten all the way up to 20. Just real impressive stuff the last 5 innings from the Giants.
Yeah, 17 runs over the last 5 innings for Gaithersburg. That's pretty good. That'll win you a lot of games.
Yeah. I don't think I could replicate that.
Not even on, like, the show.
No, I don't think so.
I could. I'm terrible at the show. 19-8. Ryan Sternid, the hitter. Sternid.
And he's back up as well, putting in another productive performance. And how crazy would it be if he got another hit and another RBI?
He's having a really good start to his season. Just finished up his freshman year at Seton Hall. 2-0 pitches high. Sternid, another guy with a interesting name. His last name is spelled S-T-R-N-A-D, which is 4 consonants in a row. You heard that correctly. And you and I, Brian, were trying to figure out how to go about that pregame. You looked it up. It told us Sternit, which I guess is a Czech last name. And
Yeah.
he's got 3-1 count now. Sternit, it's not what I would have gone with if I saw that name. I would have thought it was Strand and it was a typo. But Sternit is what we're rolling with. If anyone of the Sternit family is watching, feel free to leave a comment and tell us how to say your name.
Yeah, very cool.
3-1. Called strike.
Ooh.
Ryan Sternit, stay put. You cannot flip that bat just yet. I know there's been a couple of walks in this game tonight, but this will not be one of them at the moment. Runners go.
Ooh.
Pitch is well up in it. Loads the bases for Dylan Anderson.
Sternit once again makes his way on base. On-base percentage has got to be high.
And with 2 outs in the top of the 9th in a 20-8 ball game, that means that Silver Spring will make a call to the bullpen. And we will get a new pitcher into this ball game. In a 12-run game, it will be a new arm for Silver Spring. It's going to be Matthew Kim. And Kim, longtime Thunderbolt, he played a lot last year, hit 268 as an infielder. But Kim does not pitch a lot, and Coach Brock Hunter, I think, just trying to get through this game. See the owner of the team, Dick O'Connor, out there in the field with some words for Brock Hunter and the umpires. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to end this inning. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to hit the curfew, Brian Alves. Mandatory curfew in this 20-8 ball game. With 2 outs in the top of the 9th and the bases loaded, that is how we will end things. Your final score, Gaithersburg 20, Silver Spring 8. Brian, 20 runs in a game, that's not ideal. Not ideal for pitchers to allow. But you see the team, they score 8 tonight. They've scored 11 last night. The offense is clearly clicking, which is certainly a welcome sign to see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 19 runs in 2 games. You'd think that one of those games would come away with a win. But 0-2 to start. not ideal, but a lot of positives to take away, especially on the offensive end. The defensive end is going through some rough patches, going through new chemistry, but when times come with more reps, this side of the ball will improve. I'm confident in that. And it was definitely an enjoyable game with lots of runs. 28 total runs from both teams and the highest scoring game of the night in around the league. So curfew was enforced, and, it's getting around our bedtime as well. But interesting game. Fun here in our home opener in Montgomery County here. So fun game, but not the result that they wanted. But they'll have plenty of opportunities against Gaithersburg this year, as Peter alluded to earlier, to even the score and to hopefully improve against them later on in the season.
Gaithersburg Giants, 20 runs on 12 hits with 1 error. Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts, 8 runs on 3 hits with 6 errors. Get used to Gaithersburg, fellas, because we will see them 8 more times this season. Been a pleasure being here for the home opener with you, Brian.
Absolutely. It's been awesome.
Appreciate everyone in this booth for doing their own jobs, and everyone that's got through this game is a trooper. Thunderbolts drop it 20-8 after Gaithersburg scores 18 of the last 19 runs in this contest. That'll do it for us on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network. Alongside Brian Alves, I've been Peter Kelly. We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. Despite the poor camera quality, we're going to get it fixed. We promise you that. Signing out on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network.